Are ye plagued by foreclosure? Well, here at Jim Ladd and Matey, we can stop your foreclosure now. We're a mortgage rescue company, and for the small fee of everything you hold dear, we will negotiate with your lender on your behalf, and we guarantee results. Guarantee results. Aye, the bird speaks the truth.
Do with a little
Them's
flair.
be the benefits of working with a true professional. So don't dilly-dally about. Listen to the wise counsel of your old pal. Honest.
You want 30 seconds or you want a minute?
He can't be trusted. Call Jim Ladd and Matey at 1-800-YAR-YAR. That's 1-800-YAR. Why?
In Iraq and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
You guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Make plans for the parade. Cam Johnson is back. Good Friday to you, Roc and Manuch. Jax, Ben at headquarters, iHeartRadio Studios. Got you for the next 3 hours out here at Wright Toyota. Fan base, Manuch.
It went off, Rock.
Went crazy last night.
Sure did.
With Cam Johnson in his return from the torn meniscus as the Suns took care of business, beat the Nets, a win that they haven't had since, mid-December? They won 2 games since mid-December,
yes.
something like that. And then we see down in Tempe with the Sun Devils. Tough game, fun game to watch.
Ouch.
Could have had an opportunity there to knock off the 5th-ranked UCLA Bruins. But we have a lot to get into today. Coming up this hour, we're going to talk a lot of Suns, of course. We will also catch up with Sean Salisbury. He's scheduled to join us at 1:30. It's National Cheese Lover Day, so Manuch is all in on that today.
Absolutely.
The cheesiest guy we know. Manuch's clipboard report, his divisional weekend preview. So a big weekend in football. And then we'll also spend some time catching up with Scott Spritzer for his pick. So what we'll have is a perspective from a quarterback and a coach, and then we'll get into the degenerate gambling that'll happen after that.
The responsible gamblers.
Jax has got his rewind that he's been working all week on to rip us. And then we'll catch up with the voice of the 49ers, because if you did not know this, we are your home for the San Francisco 49ers.
There we go.
We are all 49ers here on Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. We have adopted the San Francisco 49ers as our team. Our program director is a 49ers fan. Manuch is now a 49ers fan. I am not a 49ers fan. Jimmy's not a 49ers fan. But because a local kid is the starting quarterback, we are now 49er fans.
And if I recollect, we were LA Ram fans last year. All the way to the Super Bowl.
He didn't play.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Rams. We had JB Long on every week. It was part of our tradition to have him on every single week during the playoffs and the week of the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, one JB Long, the voice of the LA Rams, made it a point to make sure he showed up that Friday before the Super Bowl to talk with Roc and Manuch. And lo and behold, they won that Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals. So We did a couple years ago, too, when they took on the Patriots. A few years ago when they lost.
Okay.
We adopted the
Your
Rams.
memory is much better than mine.
Now we've adopted the 49ers. Let's just hope they can continue to move forward and win it all.
Our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Which of these underdog teams do you think will pull off the upset this weekend? Your choices are the Jags, Giants, Bengals, and Cowboys. They are all the underdogs. Those are your 4 teams. Go to our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch, and it's always sponsored by State 48 Roofing. Go to state48roofing.com for a free quote. So check that out, and we will have results at the end of the show. But as we get into the top stories today, which is brought to you by the CAZ Sports Bar and the new sportsbook that's in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. We start quickly with the Suns, which we'll dive into a lot more in the next segment. But just quickly, Cam Johnson is the story, of course. 19 points is his return. He hasn't played since November after having knee surgery. Mikal Bridges, once again, team high, 28 points. They snap a 3-game skid. They host Indiana tomorrow. All I want to say on this right now, it's one game. Let's see what happens the next 3 games. Then I'll buy into how one player can make a difference.
I would agree with that, Rock. I think that, hey, the emotion, the hype from last night, everybody was pretty jacked up that Cam was coming back and comes off the bench. It was interesting. I was wondering if they're going to start him or not. Comes off the bench. I wonder moving forward when everybody gets healthy on this team if they continue to bring him off the bench or wait till D-Book gets back or CP3.
Friends that were there, they said it was electric, especially
Yeah.
when, even by just watching it on television when he came in and the crowd, everybody's excited. He's such a likable guy that you want him to have success and you want him to stay healthy and he can help this team win.
But he scored 8 points the first 12 minutes, 18 points in 22 minutes. I mean, energized, juice, whatever you want to call it. I think the guy's just coming out. A couple things. Him coming back wasn't the bulk of it. DeAndre Ayton stepped up, finally got 24 and 14 rebounds. And then Mikal Bridges, that's that emotional and mental boost you need.
Mm-hmm.
But can they keep it, to your point, Rock? Can they keep that going with Indiana coming in here on Saturday night and keep that kind of energy level up? And hell, it got close at the very end, got within 2 points.
Yeah.
I'll say Kyrie Irving gets hot, but
God, what a fourth quarter he had.
Oh my goodness. I mean, he's good, but he proves that you go, wow, the kid really is damn good.
ASU, they kept it close until late as they fell to the UCLA Bruins 74-62. Desmond Cambridge Jr., he scored 15 points to pace ASU. They are now 15-4, 6-2 in the pack. They got a game tomorrow night in Tempe. They'll host USC, who lost to Arizona last night. Here is one of the big plays. If you didn't see it, Desmond Cambridge got a steal and literally did a 360 dunk, which was awesome. Coverage. I don't know. If you're aspiring like Jax was aspiring to be a play-by-play announcer, and so's Ben, they all want to be play-by-play announcers. And Jimmy B, I wish he was here. I think he would call this a lot differently than what this guy did. That's it.
That was
That
it.
was it.
It was a 360 dunk.
Wow.
Those don't happen very often. If you're a play-by-play guy, you live for that. You have that in your file, in your head. Here it comes. This could be a 360. How am I going to call it?
If it was the Hornets commentator, I forget his name, something Collins, he's electric. Every single dunk, it's like it's the best thing ever.
Ben, you're aspiring to be a play-by-play guy. I mean, at least in your Instagram, whatever post you do. How would you call that?
I would probably act like my hair was on fire. That's all I do.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
A 360.
You come
over
out of
the
your
number
chair.
5 team in the country. It's not like they're doing it over NAU, which is really struggling.
No,
this year.
but you come out of your chair as a broadcaster.
But this game, the box score really doesn't tell a story. 14 lead changes. The offense, when you look at the Sun Devils, 44%. In the second half, but the biggest difference this game was the second half for UCLA and their defense. The first half they scored 27%. They were hitting at 27% field goal percentage, and then they got it to 60% in the second. So that was a big difference for them. But that defense in that second half was very stout, and not to mention a hell of a run. It came out of the gate 8-0 start in the second half. Then they had a 17-2 run. There was nothing ASU could do. they played them close. I mean, they played them really close.
First half, Rock.
And I got to give them a lot of credit, and UCLA, there's a reason why they were one of the best teams in the country. 18 turnovers that Arizona State had, which UCLA turned into 26 points. It's a hell of a stat.
The other thing, too, is you looked at the U of A game. They had an issue when U of A was ranked 5 in the nation. They struggled the first time against U of A. Then they made a big run to make it close against U of A. This game, number 5 team being UCLA, they get out in front of them at halftime, and then UCLA clamped the defense, start hitting from everywhere, making that, 17-4 run that they had at the opening of the second half. So if they could just put it together with these top 10 teams the entire time, I think that's probably the one difference that they're going to have to really focus in on and get down to if they're going to play the top 10 teams.
Elsewhere, down in Tucson, 11th ranked Arizona, they cruised past USC, as I mentioned, 81-66. The game's tomorrow. Number 5 UCLA, number 11 Arizona in McHale Center, 12 o'clock on television, national televised. This is going to be a good one. And in the last time these two teams met, UCLA beat them at home 74-62. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, give some love to GCU as they will host Utah Valley tomorrow. The Capitals were in town to face the Yotes.
2 minutes.
They crushed them. Darcy Kemper had a hell of a game, making a return to Arizona. Of course, the former goalie for the Yotes, a guy that I was so pissed off they unloaded. They let go for nothing. Arizona's now dropped 10 of their last 11. Of course, they won earlier in the week over Detroit. Let's get to the top play of the night, which is brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealer serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Valley Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevydealer.com. And this takes us to last night's overtime win by Boston. They took care of Golden State 121-118. But this is how the first half ended, and it was Steph Curry and what he seems to do all the time.
9 for the Celtics. And a takeaway. Excellent defense by Boston. Oh, and now Curry gets it right back from half court. And he's good! A Curry moment in Boston.
At the TD Garden last night again. It wasn't enough as they lost, but it was a hell of a game. Fun to watch as that game was on before the Suns. So Boston leads the NBA 34-12. Hey, if you're looking for a new patio grill set in your backyard, your chance to win one is right now. Text Peaks to 55678. That's Peaks to 55678. You'll be entered to win the custom backyard patio grill set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. And as always, you can do it daily. Once a day, you can enter. Standard message and data rates apply. Well, Suns win. Was it because the return of Cam Johnson, or was it because the new owner was in attendance for the first time? Talking more Suns next as we continue on. It's Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, and we've done it again. For the 7th year in a row, Lerner Rowe has been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Most recently, 9 out of 10 voters voted for Lerner & Rowe. That's right. We received over 90% of the votes. Why are we so popular? Probably because our offices have recovered billions of dollars for our clients, recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. When you're looking for the best personal injury law firm in Arizona, look no further than Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Major League Pickleball is coming to Bell Bank Park January 26th through 29th. This pro event will feature professional pickleball teams owned by celebrities who will be in attendance. Come check out the
Salisbury.
Tickets are available.
So we're not playing back anything?
/events.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere.
I'll have a segment. It's all cool.
Take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado.
Will do.
Whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187. License MB092493, an equal opportunity employer.
What's all the huss about?
Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Saturday, February 11th, it's the $1 Million Shootout and Golf Festival, a family-friendly event. Kids 12 and under are free. Tickets start at $15. Enjoy music, interactive golf games, and Huss Beer at the Huss Beer Desert Oasis. Tickets at LoneTreeGolf18.com. Huss Brewing Company. Drink like a local.
This week at Macy's, get an extra 20% off with your Cooper Macy's card. That's on top of great savings, like 50 to 60% off coats and puffers for him and for her. 40 to 55% off boots and shoes for her, and 20 to 50% off bed and bath refreshes from Charter Club and more. Plus, stock up and save with an amazing 25 to 70% off season end clearance deals. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen Monday 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
The Nets from 3 have gone 6 of 12. So they've improved.
Guys are hot.
Right, it is Johnson who hits the net. Counted to go. Knifing his way for 2.
That's Cameron Johnson. Thanks to TNT. Suns 117. Brooklyn 112. Here's Monty Williams talking about Cam's return.
I just thought he brought a level of juice to the arena that we hadn't felt in a while. When he got off the bench, you could feel the fans and feel the community like, that's our guy. And Mikhail saw his twin come into the game, and he was like, let's go. And I thought it was awesome. I really did. To have your fans emotionally wrap their arms around guy that's grown up in this city and watched him battle through, a tough injury, and have him check in the game and feel that love from the community, from our fans. I thought it was awesome.
What's interesting is he checked out around the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, and Kyrie Irving was starting to go off.
Yes.
And I think Johnson was capped on, how much time he was going to play, coming off that injury.
Mm-hmm.
And even Monty was asked after the game, if Johnson went over the cap, and he said, next question. So I was think that is. But 19.6 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal in his 22 minutes.
You like the 22 minutes, as you're alluding to there, and it's probably that they want to probably go, who knows, 18 to 20, 22. But then again, you want to win. And, I'm sure that an athlete, Cameron Johnson, they're probably saying, look, if you really feel fatigued or feel any pain or anything like that, let us know. Well, most athletes aren't going to let you know. So pulling him out of the game and to see Irving start to go off because of the defense, Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges impose, started to wane a little bit. And you know what? I think it was that cheer, that roar from the crowd when he checked in was like, all right, let's go. It's about time we get going. Only, 2 wins in the last 4 weeks. And it's like you got 3 of your starters back in the lineup. He's coming off the bench. Whatever energy or juice, Amani said, whatever you want to call it, I think it was from the crowd's perspective, let's go, guys. Your guys back. Let's win this game. It's the Nets. Pretty damn good team, either with KD or not. And let's go make this happen. They got a big lead, but then they almost blew it. But then they closed it out. And I think that was the key last night, Rock, is that they closed that thing. I got within 2 points there with, 2 minutes to go. The Suns were able to close that out.
I don't consider that a closeout.
They didn't lose the game.
But it was pretty damn close.
Yeah, it was.
And then Ayton had a great first half, but, kind of lost it in the second and didn't really play that well. He did finish with
17 points in the first half.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
But he finished with 24. So he had 17. Yeah. Okay, so we had 7 more points in the second half. Come on. He's so inconsistent. What is it with him?
You know what? If I got 17, I want the ball I want the ball. I want to go off for 40. I'm just waiting for one of those nights where he gets a 40 or 45 with about 20 rebounds.
I don't think we're ever going to see that.
We may not because they get too many other shooters on this team that would take the ball away from him.
Yeah, I can't see that. And Bridges, another great game with him. He's been playing really well. 29 points, 9 assists. He's averaging over 20 points in the last 6 games. So he's been playing well. He just needs to keep that up because they need him desperately.
Well, and that's the one thing we saw a couple weeks ago is we needed more consistency with him with that 20-point average over 6, 7, 8 games to help carry that load. So now with Cam Johnson be back in and having DA get his, and hopefully Book, I think he's going to get checked out within, I think, the next 2 weeks. They'll go ahead and check him out and see where he's at. And then hopefully CP3 comes back. Hopefully you think by Saturday or early next week. If the guy's on a day-to-day or questionable, it sounds like me, he's pretty close to coming back. I have no idea when Campaign's going to be coming back. But if they can get the majority of those guys back, and then by mid-February, if everybody's back to a point and Campaign's back too, then that's when they got to make that run and that onslaught. Because Mikal Bridges become consistent. If that jacked him up to have his twin brother Cam Johnson come in and start to make things happen, whatever that is, guys, it's go time right now.
All I know is I'm going to go out and buy a Saban Lee jersey.
Local kid?
Man, how great is this story? I mean, that was the final game of his 10-day contract, and I'm assuming they're going to give him another 10.
Oh, I would think.
And
yeah.
then they have to sign him, right?
Yeah.
But for him, put up 15 points, 6 assists, and he played 29 minutes, and those minutes were important. So, hats off. Saban Lee is fitting into the system right now. He's getting an opportunity under the circumstances, and maybe he's a guy that can stick. And how great it is for him. You saw the post game, I'm sure, on Bally, and they had the interview with him, and his family here and all that, and being a local kid. That's just awesome. We need more of that. That's one thing we don't have, and I think we're starting to have here in Arizona is the Brock Purdy's of the world, the kids that are from here that are having success at the next level. Because I think, growing up, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, so Philadelphia Press, right, in South Jersey. All they would talk about, they would focus and do showcases on kids from the area in the pros all the time. And granted, back then, that's 30 years ago, the population was huge compared to, what it is here. But this city's obviously fourth largest city right now in the country. We're starting to get that quite a bit, where we're finding out this kid's going to Michigan, this kid's, playing tennis here or doing whatever the sport is. I think we're starting to see that more, and I think we need that.
Well, and you also DeAndre Ayton's from here as well, too. So DA, local guy, goes to U of A. Christian Kirk, look what he's doing in the playoffs for Jacksonville. Those guys, they get more and more press, and I think folks realize, wow.
I don't look at DeAndre for being here.
He's from here, went to high school here, Rock.
So he went to private school. He went to that one
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest, yeah.
He's from the Bahamas.
Yeah, he's from the Bahamas.
I'm talking about guys that are born and bred here.
Oh, okay.
Born
well,
and bred
he
here.
played high school here. I mean, it's kind of born and bred. And we don't know if Christian Kirk was born here, but he was. Was he born here?
Yeah,
okay.
born and raised.
But yeah,
because Ayton from Bahamas to San Diego to play high school basketball.
Yeah.
And then he came here to finish off his career, but he started his high school in California. Manuch.
But he finished here, so I technically he still got
Hillcrest.
Yeah, Hillcrest is a great high school. That's a lot of the hoopers go.
I'm not knocking it, but he's not a born and bred kid.
Oh,
my whole point was my Philadelphia story is the kids that are born and raised in the Philadelphia, South Jersey area, Delaware, whatever, and then where they go.
Yeah,
not a guy who just happened to transfer here because the program was really good.
It's a damn good program.
Well, I mean, it's born and bred,
but it is. I mean, you look at with Lee and you look at Damian Lee at the point guard last night, how well he did, but. Yeah, I'm sure that Lee will get that next 10-day contract. But everybody, I thought, in that game last night, you could just, watching that game, you could just kind of feel it. You just watch them from the get-go come out and, they put 35 points up. They got off the schneid and got things going. And I think that the consistency that they have going into that fourth quarter and getting guys to get back to where they were. As a matter of fact, a lot of the players talked about it, had that feel of where they were last year during that 64-game winning season that they had last year. So if Book comes back, he'll get the same ovation. CP3, I think, will come back hopefully the next week or so. And then they're close to getting back to everybody back on track, so to speak.
But is it too late?
I don't think it is. I think they still make the playoffs.
2 minutes.
It's a play-in game. I mean, if they get all hands on deck and they can get everybody back in sync, everybody back in basketball shape and the kind of Suns basketball we saw last year, then they got a shot at going deep. I don't know if they'll go to the semifinals or the Western Conference Finals. But if we can just get them back to the semblance what we saw last year, then you got a chance. Problem is, you got to take on the New Orleans. You got to take on the Memphises of the world. It's going to be some serious tough sled. So they've got to get everybody back within a month of the play when the playoffs start, because you have to win at least 23 to 24 games to get to the even to the play-in game, and that's going to be humping it. I'm telling you, they're going to have to really get after it and get everybody ready to go.
Got some sports bar gossip, or not sports bar, sorry, excuse me, sports business information I want to pass along, and one has to do with Shaq and Larry Fitzgerald teaming up for an interesting venture. I want to dive into that. Next week, Larry Fitzgerald, Devin Booker, they own a Major League Pickleball team, and Major League Pickleball is taking off in the Valley, and they have a huge event, starts next week out at Bellbank Park in the Rock and Protein Complex, and then the championship game and the finals are all going to be played in the Talking Stick Resort Pickleball Championship Court. And this sport, I can't get over the amount of people that are talking about it. We just found out today that the Tennis Channel is going to pick that up. It was CBS Sports Net. Now it's Tennis Channel. But all these teams, like Tom Brady's got a team. Drew Brees supposedly is going to be there. Who else? Draymond Green, Steph Curry. I mean, all these guys have different teams throughout the country, and they're all going to be coming here for the first of 6, I think, tour events throughohout the country. That's pretty cool stuff.
That is awesome.
Like pickleball or not,
yeah.
It's kind of cool. And I mean, I'm learning pickleball like anybody else, but just I'm front and center with it every day, and it's like hearing what people are talking about and seeing it on the national publication today about the Tennis Channel picking it up, and then knowing that these professional athletes, these owners, this is their opportunity.
Sure.
They buy into a team for whatever the money is, $500,000. I think teams cost $3 million.
Yeah,
and it's an equity play, and here they are. They're getting in, and now they're going to live high, sit in the VIP section, and look down on us little people, and watch the sport.
I do watch it
and get in early. Get into a sport early.
There's, matter of fact, I watched it. ESPN had it. It was on. I was watching.
Yeah, it's all over now.
It's all over. I'm going, wow. I mean, there's a lot more to it than I thought. A lot more movement. Some of the cuts and some of the shots these guys have. But the craze of pickleball. It'll never overtake tennis. Do you think, Rock? It'll never overtake the tennis.
It might with the popularity of these celebrities and athletes
that's
can play.
why.
I just feel like these athletes, when they retire from the sport, Manuch, you got to find that something that you
competitive.
Can do that's competitive. Golf, it's competitive, but it's either up or down. I feel like pickleball, you got more athleticism. Like I see Larry Fitzgerald's been playing, Dirk Nowitzki.
Jim Kempton plays every week. He comes on our show.
I used to play a lot of racquetball one time, but pickleball.
This isn't racquetball.
No, I know, but I used to play as a competitive sport. It's fun.
So a sports-focused firm, which is backed by Larry Fitzgerald and Shaq, they closed a $100 million fund. I'll tell you about that. Plus, what's the most popular Super Bowl party food in America? It may surprise you. That's coming up next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. You're here on Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
It's been a busy week for the Cardinals with head coaching interviews. The latest person to speak with the team, Broncos defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero today. Coming up tomorrow, Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. They're also expected to talk with Niners DC D'Amico Ryans. The Suns got rid of their 3-game losing streak by beating the Kevin Durant-less Nets. DeAndre Ayton says they're doing their best to get back on track.
We feel that we're losing and stuff like that, but we trying every day and going into the lab and coming back home and just shaking off that road trip off of us and learning from the losses we had on the road.
The Suns host the Pacers tomorrow, game 2 of a 5-game homestand. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man Cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks for your chance at weekly man cards. Thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team.
Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about a Govix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment. A pill, not an injection.
Hey, just to be sure, we're not doing Sean, right?
Called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy.
Someone's calling me right now. That's why I was making sure.
Cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment.
Because 3/4 of the time it's
His legal team first filed an appeal in federal court last year, but the judge there said that the county court issues involving resolution needed to be resolved first. So the coach's victims, of course, are they don't want him to be able to do that.
With Sandusky,
to appeal.
it should be 30 years per victim is what it should be. That guy, I hope, never sees the light of day one way or the other. He can appeal all he wants.
University of Michigan announced that it has fired co-offensive coordinator Matt Weiss, who's under investigation by the University Police for a report of computer access crimes at the school's football facility. So a statement came out that he had been terminated. Not real familiar with this case on what happened, but it's an ongoing investigation according to ESPN. I don't know what he could have been stealing or taking. I'm not familiar. Are you familiar with the story?
No, I saw it. Yeah, but I couldn't figure out what he would be trying to hack into, or it was on. It was. I think a lot of it was trying to hack on the students there on campus into their emails. I mean, it's just one of those scenarios where he's trying to hack, and that's the only thing I could make out of it. Again, that's something, and that's Charlie Weiss's son. Individual that do something like that. I don't know why he would do that.
What are you trying to get these emails for?
I have no idea.
Especially if they're your student athletes, you go to them direct, unless there's some kind of scam that you're trying to do where someone's trying to pay you to get access to these emails at University of Michigan. I don't know what else it would be.
Also, Jim Harbaugh refusal delays NCAA with expedition, saying he lied. So what they're saying now, during an attempt to expedite the case and achieve a negotiated resolution, Rock.
What does that mean?
Well, they're trying to negotiate something to get him figure out what he's doing. Harbaugh refused to acknowledge he had lied to the NCAA investigators, and he's maintained he doesn't remember the incident in question which has led to a standstill in the case. So
I have no idea what you just said.
Well, he is lying.
Jackson, you know what he said?
No idea.
I have no
Well,
idea.
let me explain to you.
No idea.
Yeah,
When
you
they-
should explain instead of reading.
When the NCAA,
I have no idea what you just said.
NCAA, he's under investigation for lying.
Okay, to
with
who?
the recruiting to the NCAA.
Okay.
So now that they finally questioned him again, they're coming to have some kind of a negotiated resolution to go, okay, let's work this out.
Who's saying that? The NCAA?
NCAA.
Okay.
So they put these on halt because now he's going, I don't remember, and I'm not going to answer your questions, and I'm going to move on type of thing. So the NCAA.
So he's pleading the fifth?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like when he says he can't remember.
No comment?
Well, he said he doesn't remember the incident.
Next question?
Yeah, he doesn't remember the incident and basically what happened during that time because they were under investigation during a dead period as well, too, with recruiting violations. And they said that when they were questioning him, that they had proof that he was lying. Now he's coming back and saying, well, I don't remember the incident, that it is. They tried to resolve it with a negotiated expert negotiated something to that fact. So now he's just going, don't remember it. Nothing to see here. We're going to move on.
Wasn't it like in 2020 was the
Same
alleged
time
incident?
Same time as ASU.
That's what pisses me off about the NCAA is why are you bringing something up that happened 3 years ago?
But that happens all the time.
I know, but it was involved in buying a recruit a cheeseburger.
Yeah, it was.
Come on.
Yeah.
It was several. It wasn't as egregious with ASU went through.
So at Montana, you weren't getting $100 bills in your hand. You know when you meet a booster and he gives you a green shake, you weren't getting that there at Montana, even as a walk-on.
No comment. Just kidding. I didn't get anything for walking. I didn't get nothing.
But
They didn't buy you that Grand Prix.
But let me ask you, at the FCS level, you guys have some incredible student athletes playing at the highest level that can play at Oklahoma, can play at all other places, but maybe not start there, right? Okay. Maybe they're not that good, but they're really damn close to it, right? So every level has those top tier guys. Did you guys have those top tier guys that were getting compensated? Because NIL was just starting when you graduated, right?
Yeah. Now they are. Montana's always like a year or two behind the world.
Yeah.
So right now they're starting to get into NIL.
Kansas State's like that.
Exactly. Yeah, Kansas State
Yeah,
too. But
that big money I submit every year.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a player from
It's all about the
Montana.
alum.
We had a player from Montana that decided to transfer to Nebraska, got some NIL money there, and now he plays for the Packers. So that kind of tells you the talent level they have at Montana. That kind of goes up, or even the FCS level. But yeah, the FCS program is definitely a lot different.
But
they're
there was
kind of a year behind.
But you're not saying something that's
completely out of whack.
Out of whack to say that, hey, your quarterback got some perks that maybe you didn't get.
Yeah.
What is that? I'm asking that question.
I mean, I don't know right now because when I left, the NIL didn't really start until once I left.
I'm saying before NIL.
Not that I know. No. Unless
He
it
can
was
either-
really secret.
He can neither confirm nor deny that. Ryan.
I'm not trying to be funny here either. I'm being it's a serious question. You at the FCS level at Montana, which is equivalent to an NAU, could or before when James Madison was there and some of these other schools that are now FBS, you didn't see or no one talked about a particular player or two getting any type of benefits.
No,
like the one guy's got a little bit more money. He's going to, he's not eating at Burger King like you are. He's eating at that fancy Village Tavern or whatever it is.
No, not when I was there. Like I said, the NIL didn't
Manuch
really
saw
start
it at
until
his
I
level.
left.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. I never saw anything happen occur. It's just interesting to see a couple guys show up with a Grand Prix here and a Grand Prix there while I'm driving my four-door Ford Maverick, and I'm starting in the Big 8 versus the Nebraskas, Missouris.
Are those horse and buggies? Those Grand Prix? What are those?
Those nice Grand Prix back in the two-door. But I will say this: I was called by a car dealer out of Kansas City. He called me one night after the Nebraska game my junior year. I don't know. I got my dorm room number, but I had the phone and said, gave me his name and who he is, and hey, Dan, we'd love to talk to you about having a car for us and blah 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 and this and that, which is totally illegal
back then.
Yeah, and I just, I'm doing pretty good. I'm fine, and I got my four-door Ford Maverick with no power brakes, no power steering. I think I'm good. And he goes, okay, well, here's my number. If you ever want to talk to us, because I think this individual took care of the couple individuals that I was aware of, at least one of them, or came out of Manhattan that had a Grand Prix, a very nice Grand Prix car.
So what do you think it took Arizona State to land this edge rusher, Clayton Smith? He's a 5-star transfer. Oklahoma, right?
Yep, Oklahoma.
He comes to Tempe. He's got 3 years eligibility. I would love to know what he's getting paid. Because he was a free agent, right?
Yep.
So, I hate, and I think I could be wrong. 90% of people listening agree with me on this. This is so bad for college sports.
It's gotten out of hand. It's out of control. It's out of hand.
It is getting so bad. And more people I talk about who were all proponents of paying these kids. That's the thing.
Sure.
You and I have been, well, now you've been for it.
Well,
you and I have had our discussions. I've always been against it.
Well, and I've been for incorporating more of a stipend than the NIL where it's at.
Yeah.
I've always felt that way.
I always felt, hey, you're getting free room and board. You're getting a scholarship to classes. For somebody like me, I didn't get any of that.
Right.
I had to pay for it all. And some people that are listening are still paying for it 10, 20 years later for college. And, these guys are now negotiating deals to transfer college, to go to a different school.
Well, I'll give you one better than that than the kid at Miami.
Yeah, so Jade, I was going to say Jaden Rashad is actually visiting ASU today. So he committed to Miami. They didn't commit to his NIL requirements and what he wanted. So he decommits, goes to Florida, signs the NLI saying, hey, we're going to give you $13 million throughout your 4 years.
13 mil.
They say, hey, we don't have the money, blah, blah, blah. He backs out of the letter of intent, and now he's visiting ASU in Colorado, which I was going to say to your point, Rock, with NIL should be name, image, likeness. If a company wants you for a commercial, give them NIL money. But you shouldn't be able to pay someone to play who hasn't even practiced or even put on the equipment.
I'm sorry. I know ASU wants to win. They need their one school in D1 that needs to win.
1 minute.
Okay. But I'm sorry. If you're an alum and if you find out you're paying some kid $13 million to come to your school to play football, I'm never going to give you a dime at school.
And the interesting thing is he signs it, and then they realize they can't pay that. Now he's like, well, okay, all bets are off. I'm going to go shop my wares somewhere else.
That's fine.
I'm going to go
I just wish this was like a podcast or Sirius XM so I could throw some F-bombs out because I am so mad right now. $13 million.
This happened yesterday.
I know. I heard parts of it. I just didn't have time to read the story in length. But geez.
Like Manuch, imagine you being a quarterback. You were there for 4 years, right? You're there for 4 years. You grinded. You busted your ass. Day in, spring ball, winter condo, fall camp, and a kid 5-star from high school, 5-star recruit that doesn't even matter. Rankings doesn't even matter. Comes in and is making $13 million.
I'd be a little.
And it's funny, and he's ranked a 5-star because of some guys that have a keyboard in front of them that never even played the game.
That's
the joke. Is these websites that give these guys that credit,
and that drives me nuts, Rock. Because I've worked out some of those so-called 4 and 5 stars over the years, and I've got guys aren't even ranked that lap them as far as throwing and mechanics.
Brock Purdy, 2 3-star.
Exactly.
And a kid may take a team to a Super Bowl in the first year of the National Football League.
Guys, they might have a $100 arm, but they got a $10 brain. So who's betting him? Who's
where were you at? You were the other way around?
Oh, I'm a 5 and 5. You kidding me?
Hey, join us for the big game viewing party. Speaking of quarterbacks, Doug Flutie's going to join us along with Bo Jackson. Can't wait for that. Watch the big game with us. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win some cash. And there's many ways to do that. We have our squares promotion, our props promotion, our kickoff progressive jackpot, which will start at $4,000. So after every kickoff, we pull out a name. It's all free once you're in. It's $25 at the door, or $25 in advance, and $35 at the door the day of. But once you're in, all these contests are free. So it's not like you're paying for these contests. And it's going to be amazing. That $4,000, which will grow after every kickoff, at the end of the game, we're doing this both at Talking Stick and at Casino Arizona. Say if there's $4,500 in there. Game over. All we do is we put all the names back in the hopper, and we just start pulling out names and giving them $100. We'll give it 45 people will win $100, just like that. And we're doing the same thing at Casino Arizona. So 90 people are going to win if there's no kickback or runbacks for a touchdown. Anyway, it's $1 a yard if they don't run it back. So it's a great promotion. If you want to join us at Talking Stick, tickets can be purchased for $25 at Ticketmaster.com, or you can go to the Casino Arizona in the showroom and join us there. That's first come, first serve there. But it's all up on our website. If you need more information, go to rockandmanuch.com. The big game viewing parties at both Talking Stick and Casino Arizona. Coming up, it is National Cheese Lover Day, Manuch. And National DJ Day. We got some stuff I need to pass on. It's going to be fun. That's next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. You hear a lot of attorneys talking about a lot of things, but the thing you hardly ever hear is them talk about their results. Why? Because they don't have any? Okay, they have some, but I don't know of any other law firm that has recovered billions of dollars for their injured clients and that is recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. What other law firm can say that? Experience and results matter. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Are you looking to get into the best shape of your life or looking to offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci for the new Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park in Mesa. The state-of-the-art performance center is a 25,000 square foot facility and is home to sports performance for teams, individuals, combine prep, and professional athletes. And now the new home where I coach my quarterback. 80 yards of indoor turf and track along with an outside turf workout area, plus tons of squat and bench stations along with world-class training equipment. And they have the best team of coaches in the Southwest led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If you or your son or daughter are ready to take the next step by gaining more speed, agility, power, flexibility, then you need to check out the Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will create an individualized program specific to your needs. That's 480-572-0647 or online at legacyperformanceaz.com. For limited time, if you mention me, Dan Manucci, they'll give you your first session on me. That's legacyperformanceaz.com.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead. Wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Don't miss a single dunk, buzzer beater, or jump out of your seat moment. Join your Phoenix Suns at Footprint Center to catch all of the high-flying action as they lay it all on the line against the league's top contenders.
And the Suns have won the ball game. Oh, brother!
Secure your seats for Suns versus Grizzlies, Sunday, January 22nd.
After ball, three-pointer, shoot!
Get your tickets today at suns.com. We are the Valley.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Motors Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live.
Guys are hot.
At the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points, powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Kind of got derailed last segment. I wanted to talk about an investment firm that's dedicated, I should say, to sports and related industries. They announced it yesterday, a big fund, $100 million. The company's called Courtside Ventures. And they secured $100 million in fresh capital. They now have raised over $200 million in capital. Their investors include Shaq and Larry Fitzgerald, a bunch of ownership groups, the Hawks, the Warriors, the Sixers, the Cavs, the Hornets, a bunch of soccer teams, a bunch of teams from DC, the Monumental Sports Group, which is the Wizards, the Caps, the Mystics, and even Dick's Sporting Goods. So I don't know where they're going with this, but it's a big deal if they can bring in $200 million, and that's what they're saying is a good step for where they're going. I believe it's some type of gaming streaming platform, live stream platform that seems like everybody's trying to dive into. So we'll keep you up to speed on that. The NFL named their captains for the 2023 Pro Bowl. Snoop Dogg will have the AFC with Peyton Manning, while comedian Pete Davidson will have the NFC with Eli Manning.
Snoop is, I tell you what, he's vested football player, played flag forever. Heck, I remember playing against him in the last Super Bowl was here in the Wounded Warriors. He was part of the Wounded Warriors team. Guy's 6'5", he's athletic, he can move, knock down one of my passes, being that 6'5", but that's apropos.
That's
Snoop.
embarrassing.
Well,
why would you even tell anybody that happened?
Because
you're a coach, right?
Yeah.
You have guys in the NFL that have worked under you,
right?
And you're actually going on record that Snoop Dogg blocked one of your passes,
and then,
that's probably the most embarrassing thing you've ever said on the show.
That's okay, because the next one was a touchdown pass. So
yeah, how many yards? 3?
I was about
4?
10.
See, that's embarrassing. Only 10.
But I was the only quarterback that led the team down for 3 touchdowns in that 7 that flag league.
This is even more embarrassing that you know your stats from a flag football celebrity event.
Jake Plummer couldn't get it done.
Well, you're name dropping now.
Danny White couldn't get it done. David Craig couldn't get it done. So here comes Manuch. Bap.
Whatever.
And leads him 3 times. Matter of fact,
you probably all you just dink and dunk. I bet is all you were doing.
I threw several to Steve Holden's son down the field in
dink
the back
and dunk,
of the end.
right? All dink and dunk. Yep.
5 yards, 15. 10. And by the way, someone goes, damn, good job, QB. Good job, QB. So I got a little bit of love from Snoop after the 3rd touchdown pass. They still beat us.
Actually buying this?
Not at all.
Not at all.
We'll talk to Chris Visser, who was right there heading that whole thing up.
What the hell's Chris Visser got to do?
Well, he might have the tape.
Sister, Leslie Visser. Okay.
Yeah, we'll track Leslie down.
Why would you just name drop there? I mean, that has nothing to do with anything.
Well, just that he's a hell of an athlete. That's right to tell
Chris
you.
Visser is not a hell of an athlete.
Snoop Dogg's a hell of an athlete. He's a hell of an athlete. Yeah, you'd be surprised how lengthy, how quick. You got a little burst.
No, I spent some time with him in February. He was out at Belmont Park. He did an event, and he was cool, man. Just hanging out there.
He really is a
doing
nice
his
guy.
thing and DJing and all that. And he's going to be at him and Shaq are going to be hanging out at Talkie Stick Resort too during Super Bowl week. They got a huge event.
I think they might have. I don't think they're doing the Wounded Warriors flag football games anymore. They'll do something else though.
So it is less than a month for the Super Bowl, and if you're planning your party, you may want to add this particular food to the list. As Google, if you Google the most popular Super Bowl party food in America, you will find this as the number 1. Do you have any idea what the number 1? Because when I saw this story this morning, I had no clue, because I can't tell you if I've ever been to a Super Bowl party and this was served. And this was served.
And it's got added to the list aside from nachos and pizza and wings.
I didn't say that none of those are. That could be one of them.
I'll just say nachos. I'm gonna go with nachos because I think just about every Super Bowl party I've ever been to.
But number 1, I'm looking at number 1, most popular.
Oh man!
I mean, anybody can say, "Oh, pigs in a blanket" and all that crap. But what's number
1?
I'll give all 3 of you guys. Even Ben. We'll even let him jump in.
I'll just throw it out there. I'm gonna say chicken wings. I'll go wings.
Good
I'll
answer.
Wings.
You know it's kind of obscure because I'm building.
Yeah,
this
you
up.
are. Yeah.
Pulled pork. I don't know.
Close. Kind of close. Benjamin, give us your best bet here. Most popular
chips
Super
and
Bowl
dip.
party. It's on the list, but no. Meatballs.
Meatball. Well,
interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So the rest. So Google
meatballs.
They said this was number 1. I don't know how that's our top choice in America. I don't. The rest of the top 10, guacamole, which I can't stand.
Love it.
Oh, that's.
I don't like guac either.
Oh, it's terrible. Avocado. Oh,
It's
God.
good for you too.
I don't care. I drink water. Chips and salsa,
2
tater
minutes.
tots, chili, buffalo wings. This shouldn't be served ever, but it's because of women, I think. And I'm not being sexist, so don't take it this way and don't send me an email or a text or tweet me. Hummus. I don't know why you would ever saw
hummus.
Hummus is on this list. Nachos, pigs in a blanket, and spinach artichoke dip. Pizza didn't even make the cut.
That's interesting. That was gonna be my second
make
choice.
the cut.
So I can see those little meatballs on the toothpick. You know that not the regular meatball, but just little little.
I have to think
appetizer and meatballs.
Whoever did this survey, and it was someone looked at Google data. Okay, there must be a company in here or something to do with someone that owns a meatball company, because I can't imagine that ever being number 1 or even in the top 10.
I don't know the last time I've even been to a party per se that has the meatballs.
I mean, I would love a meatball sandwich right now.
Oh,
The
those are
last
awesome.
time you had a kick-ass with some mozzarella. I mean, that's great.
Oh, yeah, that's
Keys to bread.
Yeah,
Gotta have good bread. Gotta have good bread. What did you say, Ben?
1 minute.
I
thank
thought you were throwing something else.
I thought
out there.
I thought he was going to add to the
I
program.
was just see if I was going to say if so obscure when you went down that meat route if ribs were part of that, but I think ribs are just too much.
Today's National Cheese Lover Day. You love that. National DJ Day. So we have that, and tomorrow, believe it or not, is Use Your Gift Card Day. So I got about 7 that you've given me for Christmas, my birthday.
Go use them.
I'm going to go use them. But that's a lot of alcohol, Total Wine. I don't need any.
Well, you
I'm
get
good.
cigars. You can get cigars.
Right. I wish they sold golf balls.
Well,
that's what Total Wine. If they sold golf balls, you'd be right next to the cigars. I'd buy a bunch of
Get your beverage, get your cigars, get all your goods
10.
there. You got enough gift cards.
Oh, man. We're out here, right? Toyota. We'll come back with hour number 2. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000. All of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. The NFL playoff action continues. We're one step closer to Super Bowl 57, and for the NFL divisional round, check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot at even bigger payout with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg you add, up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 910. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. One boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Looking for a college with a supportive community, small class sizes, and affordable tuition? With 10 schools valley-wide, Maricopa Community Colleges offers a quality education in a neighborhood near you. Make it happen. Go to maricopa.edu/succeed.
Ever wonder what your dog does all day?
I wonder what that suck tastes like. God, I hate cats. Wow, look at that. I can lick my...
Hey, man's best friend needs a good time, too. Duke's on Miller and McDowell is located right on the Greenbelt, has 3 huge patios, and is extremely dog-friendly. Grab a burger and a nice cold beer, a bowl of water, and enjoy all that Scottsdale's favorite sports bar has to offer.
Where? Goose! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. Number 1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
NFL Network reporting that the Cardinals are interviewing Broncos defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero today regarding their head coaching job. On tap tomorrow, Lions DC Aaron Glenn, Niners assistant D'Amico Ryans also set to talk with the team. A terrific atmosphere, but not the best result last night for Arizona State. Bobby Hurley's squad lost by a dozen to UCLA.
Can't afford to lose at home. I don't care who you play, and we've lost 2 of them to 2 top 5 teams. But we got to go back to the drawing board. We have a quick turnaround. We have to prepare for a team that is on the rise.
They host USC tomorrow night. I'm Frank Amity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. That's green. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, we're going to start off fairly cloudy, but by the afternoon, we'll start to see the sun come out with those temperatures right around 57 degrees. And then for tonight, cool with temperatures only in the upper 30s with the chance of some frost for tomorrow morning. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing. 10.
Decision with Precision Air.
Did you know Arizona has the hardest water in the nation? For a limited time, Precision is offering a free in-home water test. Make
and always
Danny was up
online
there,
at
too.
learnerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on
Guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Hope you have a good Friday just after 2 o'clock. Roc and Manuch with you today. Right Toyota, where you won't go wrong. RightToyota.com. Our State 48 Roofing Get Your Call question of the day. We're going to dive into this quite a bit this hour. NFL divisional weekend, best weekend of football. Which of these 4 underdog teams do you think will pull off the upset this weekend? Jags, Giants, Bengals, or Cowboys? All you got to do is go to our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch, and it's always brought to you by State 48 Roofing. For a free quote, just go to state48roofing.com.
Current leader right now, Bengals 44.5%, followed by the Giants, and then it's the Jaguars, and then the Cowboys. So Bengals, we'll break that down in the next segment. Some of the things that they have and that they don't have. It'd be interesting. In Buffalo, a lot of emotion. Them riding that wave, they're up in Buffalo.
So our top stories this hour is football. We're going to get into that a little bit. But, of course, last night, the return of Cam Johnson, 19 points in his return as the Suns topped the Nets 117-112 down in Phoenix, downtown. Also, ASU kept it close until late, but they couldn't hold on as they fell to the 5th-ranked UCLA Bruins, 74-62. That was big, but, of course, it's the Suns and Cam Johnson, and what a game it was for the Suns. Just something that this team needed so bad. First of all, they needed to snap the 3-game losing skid that they had, but more importantly, just to give the fan base, a boost. A boost.
Yes.
Only a couple wins since mid-December. And, Johnson's been out since early November because of that knee surgery. But a heck of a game for most of the team, I would say. I think there's a lot of good storylines that we can take away. I think a great first half for DeAndre Ayton. He did finish with 24 points and 14 boards, even had 4 assists in there. Mikal Bridges, he led the team in assists and points, 9 and 28. He was the primary playmaker in the game, did a great job. But the guy that I really enjoyed watching was Saban Lee, the local kid, who put up 15 points and 6 assists and even had a steal and 3 rebounds in 29 minutes, which were big. And he just signed, that was the last day of his 10-day contract. So hopefully he probably signed the second one today. So he'll get some more playing time. But a good game. Good to see him win. They didn't have Durant, that being the Brooklyn Nets. But Suns didn't have Chris Paul or Devin Booker.
Well, you take the wins right now any way you can get them. I mean, it got close there. Kyrie Irving just kicked it in. But, it was nice to see this Suns team and get to the free throw line 41 times, even though they only made 28, only 68% for their free throws. Hell, if they hit their free throws, they win this game going away. But, you look at the field goal percentage, close to 46%, three-pointers, close to 40. So this team was, when they're on and they're shooting effectively, this team is a team that's going to be tough to beat. And if they can once they get Devin Booker back, CP3 I think is going to be a mystery, guys. I don't know. He'll be fine. He'll be, I guess, serviceable as a point guard, but we're not going to see that guy we saw 2 years ago if he's got to, get this team back into a game in the fourth quarter. and hit that little elbow jumper and drive to the rim. But I think he can distribute his leadership on the floor. That's the only thing that makes me pause for concern is how much juice does a CP3 or will he have when he comes back off the injury? And how many more nagging injuries is he going to have? He's had the heel, he's had the shoulder, he's had the hammy. I mean, that's, Father Time catches up with you. So
I hear you, man.
Damian Lee gets in there.
It is Father Time. I got to tell you, I had a golf lesson yesterday.
Sore today?
And Randy, my guy, my pro, right? Had me do this one drill the whole time. I'm having an issue with, and you probably saw it on Instagram, I can't keep my left arm straight, okay? And I bring the club too far up.
Yeah.
That's from my tennis days where I used to have that whip,
Sure.
right? So he's got me doing this drill, trying to get my body to kind of shift before my club comes to the ball, right? So kind of go towards the target. And he kept doing it. And he'd hold my club and have me turn, literally hammy, left wrist, neck, and my right arm, all just in pain today. And I didn't take anything. I should have. I mean, but it's like one lesson, 40-minute lesson,
man, Rob.
doing the one drill. That's all we did.
Yeah.
It was just one drill.
Well,
and I even got to the point I was throwing F-bombs at him. I'm like, this is not going to work. Can we do Jimmy Furyk swing? Can we do something different?
Jimmy Furyk
Can we
the wind
is
up
there
swing?
something else we could do? Because I can't do this drill. I literally can't move. I just can't get my body shifted before the ball, before the club hits the ball.
And stay balanced during all that too, Rob.
Oh, balance too, yeah. And then follow through. And at one point I'm like, dude, give me just 2 thoughts, not 7. You're like left arm straight, low, body shift, turn the right foot, keep this one planted. I'm like, God, geez.
Mental irregularities start to happen when you think about it too much.
But like my neck is like it sucks.
Rocky,
I've been feeling good. I've been losing weight. Everything's been going good. I've been playing some good golf too. So I got to give him credit. I've improved with him a lot.
What do you think? A little stretching session, a little weight session?
Get some hip flexors.
I will tell you that's BS. I had a private guy for a long time,
right,
at a particular gym, and I got to tell you, working out made it worse.
How to
for
make it
somebody who
worse?
had a bad back.
Yeah, the bad back. Yeah,
okay, but you'd spend the first, you have an hour, with your trainer. The first 40 minutes, it's stretching.
Sure. Yeah, make sure you're loose.
I have not had more problems with our mutual friend, who was my trainer for many years, who played football and is one of the best trainers in the country. He's had some of the number 1 golfers in the country, in the world, but I had more issues when I was working out rather than not working out.
See, he probably thought you would be this big old mound of clay that he could mold you, but that clay's a little damp, so you can mold it.
Yeah. I mean, first minute, I'm not, I'm humbled.
Your clay is dry. You got to get that stretching. You get that. Well, Rocky, you're no spring chicken, so you got to be careful. Pick your challenges. Maybe you go to pickleball full time or something like that.
I like pickleball.
Hey,
pickleball pretty. I can be pretty.
I gave up golf 5 years ago, so I don't exasperate all the things your shoulder, your neck, your
I'm
hip,
a mess.
your back, and I feel great.
No, I've been great until this drill yesterday. I was doing fine. I wasn't even stretching before I played golf, and I was having no issues. Pop a couple of Advils before I play. It was fine.
Well,
and I don't even drink when I'm on the course. It's not like some people got to have the swing juice going. Don't have that. I mean, it's like, come on,
Rock, you're a mess on the golf course. Well, just get out there, see white and crush. That's what they basically do. A lot of guys just do. From that standpoint,
ASU kept it close until late last night in that game. Again, it was a late start. They fell to 5th-ranked UCLA, 74-62, as I mentioned, and 14 lead changes in that game. A big difference in halves for UCLA. They shot 27% in the first half, 60% in the second half. Their defense stepped up, which was big. They came out, whatever they said at halftime, 8-0 run, and at one point in the second half, they went on a 17-2 run, which was huge. But I got to give them credit. ASU played Arizona tough, played UCLA tough. Both those teams were number 5 in the country when they played them. ASU's a good basketball team, a really good basketball team, and maybe they're 1 player or 2 players away. But I don't know. It's unfortunate. We just talked to a guy here at Right Toyota, was at the game, and I guess the in-game atmosphere is not quite the way it needs to get to.
Well, there were
the student body.
There were 3,000 students, are the most they've ever had at one time, lined up to come in the door.
But they did a poor job of getting them in. Is what I'm told.
3 minutes.
You got the number 5 team in the country. You open your doors at noon. You do whatever you can to get them in there and cater to them.
Well,
you're going to tell me when Duke's playing North Carolina or North Carolina's playing Duke that they don't. I mean, they camp out.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, they
and
do.
I would love for it to get like that at some point down in Tempe. And it was busy down there because you had the Capitals in town right there at Mullen Arena,
Right.
and then right across the street you got at Wells Fargo or whatever stadium. I don't even know what the arena is called anymore.
Desert Financial.
Okay, and it's like it's a bank, right? And I'm like, okay,
It's another bank.
yeah. But anyway, Suns will host. Go ahead.
I just say it's just you look at this ASU team and taking on. It's just coincidental that number 5 last night being UCLA, and when they did play U of A a couple weeks ago, they were number 5 ranked. So you see that. Either it's the first half or second half, they just can't sustain the complete game. And I think that's what Bobby Hurley's looking forward to. Like, can they sustain that for an entire game when you play top 10 ranked
2
teams?
minutes.
Yeah, I tell you, just like the Suns. Yeah, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but the Suns yesterday, I was a little concerned because Kyrie started going
Got
off
hot.
yesterday, and you're wondering, okay, is this Suns team gonna run out of gas?
And then when you take out Cam Johnson with 6-7 minutes there in the fourth quarter, he got to his allotment.
Supposedly, we don't know that.
Yeah.
It's cap.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, just to go ahead and close that out, Bridges stepped up, made some key shots. As bad as the free throws were during the game, they finally hit a few at the end of the game when it got down to 2, but they just D'd up and got a few stops. So just for moving on with Indiana tomorrow night, just continue that on. And as long as those guys can stay healthy and be ready once D-Book gets back and CP3 gets back and whatever he can bring you. But in the meantime, a lot of these guys that have come off the bench, who are usually that role players, have done a good job. But I think that if this team can get back to everybody being healthy, everybody getting back to their role, and this team can get that momentum, can get that run that they're going to need in reference to getting into the playoffs and making sure they get at least to the play-in game. The role players, as you saw, with Bridges coming off the bench and scoring those 19 points last night.
Hey, if you're shopping for a mortgage, speaking of banks, it can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital. They're a licensed and bonded mortgage broker in the state of Arizona. Today, we found out word today that Wells Fargo is not doing mortgages anymore. That just hit today.
Interesting.
How about that?
I did not know that.
So work with a local team of mortgage experts for lower rates, lower fees, more options, and faster closing. Whatever your rate is you're getting from that bank, GC Global Capital can beat it. Better rate, better service, lower payments, and you got to get in before the frenzy starts all over again. So call the pros at GC Global Capital. Their phone number is 480-397-9300. That's 480-397-9300. And find out what you can buy today and get pre-approved in less than 10 minutes. That's GC Global Capital. Values have come down over 10%, making it a great time to buy. Again, that's GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. Coming up, it is what they call the best weekend of football as the NFL playoffs continue with the divisional round. And it's time for Manuch's Clipboard Report as he will preview all the games. We'll do that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been
Sounds good, man.
Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
The Cal-Am Resort's second annual Legacy Classic is back at Bell Bank Park, January 20th through 22nd. This is the first leg of the 2023 Legacy Tournament Series, so make sure to register today. For more information, visit legacysportsusa.com/pickleball.
What's all the huss about?
What's all the huss about?
Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite in all of your neighborhood watering holes. It's an Arizona staple.
It is a beer that is perfect for the Arizona weather.
You can drink it anywhere.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Scottsdale Blonde. #bring the blonde, because it's an Arizona thing. That's what the huss is about.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.
All right, guys, here we go.
/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Time for Manuch to do what he does best. Hold the clipboard.
As Manucci takes, slides, hit, keeps the ball 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 50, and he's hauled down from behind at the 10-yard line. Manucci was wondering would he run out of gas or run out of field, and he did a little of both.
It's Manuch's clipboard
Guys are hot.
report on Fox Sports 910.
The best weekend in football is here as the NFL playoffs continue with the divisional round. Now, the action will get started tomorrow when the Jags visit Kansas City and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs looking to advance to their 5th consecutive AFC Championship game. Giants will then visit NFC's top seed, the Eagles. That's a Saturday night game. And, boy, I don't know why the NFL would want to put the Eagles at night on a Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Those fans are going to get crazy.
They'll be a little lubed up a little bit,
Absolutely. And then it'll resume on Sunday. Bengals will visit the Bills. It'll mark the first weekend since week 17, of course, when the game was canceled with Damar Hamlin, and he suffered that cardiac arrest on the field. And then Cowboys 49ers will meet in the final game of the weekend. So let's start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were supposed to be a playoff team this year. They were 2-6 after 8 weeks, and I believe they were going to be out of it, right? It's another rebuilding year for the Jags. They've been rebuilding for 5 years now. But here they are, divisional playoffs, facing the Chiefs, who had the weekend off. So momentum may be on their side, Manuch. So 2:30, Jags and Chiefs. Here's Trevor Lawrence talking about playing Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the environment and the atmosphere we're going to play in is one of, if not the best in the NFL. I mean, I can't imagine it'll be much louder than our fans were here on Saturday, honestly, but that was when we were on defense, not offense. So we played there earlier in the year, but this is a little bit different. You know, it's a playoff game, divisional round. So the stakes are higher, so I expect them to be even crazier, more packed stadium. But I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta go play, and you gotta make sure you communicate. That's the one thing. We got to get in and out of the huddle. We got to get to the line of scrimmage so we have time to communicate, because everything naturally takes a little longer when it's loud.
And one of the things I feel, guys, is that the Jags have got to put pressure on Mahomes to get him off platform. Last week they had 3 sacks on Justin Herbert, and but here's the counterpoint that the Chiefs are best in pass blocking wins at 76% of the time. Wow, very interesting that. As much as Patrick Mahomes runs around, they're pretty damn good as far as pass blocking is concerned. Last time these two teams played, KC had 500 yards of total offense, and they also had the 3 turnovers, if you recollect. He had Patrick Mahomes had 3 interceptions, but they still won that game. The Jags have they got to get stops. They're giving up 20 points per game, I mean, this Jacksonville defense. If you're going to make the plays on the offensive side, I think you just heard Trevor Lawrence say, they got to protect him. They've got to protect him and give him the time to get the ball to a Christian Kirk and his receivers on man coverage. And we saw that in the comeback against the LA Chargers last week. He was getting protection, man-to-man coverage, and why they're running man coverage for the Chargers is a whole nother show in itself. But remember, you're going to have to keep score, keep pace. The Chiefs are averaging 30 points per game. So it's going to have to be, you're going to miss a couple stops. You're going to have your best foot forward. And, Rock, you mentioned it, the Chiefs are rested, and there's this guy named Andy Reid that knows how to win the close games. But on the other side, the reason why I think this team, that being Jacksonville's here, former Super Bowl winning coach from the Philadelphia Eagles, Doug Peterson, knows how to get it done. So it'll be the meeting of the minds, I think, at the very end of that game. But I think that the Chiefs will win this game going away in the fourth quarter.
Moving on to the night game, 6:15 on Fox. Conventional NFL wisdom, Manuch, which you have, right, suggests it's difficult to beat a team 3 times in the same year. And Saturday night's game, I don't think it's going to be as lopsided as the last time these two teams, as the Eagles beat them 48-22. No one really was playing in those games. But Week 14, that one was a little closer. Eagles have the 6th ranked defense. Giants, they're at number 29. Philly has the edge in nearly every aspect of this game. And there's nothing you could say. We should just skip this and go to Sunday because Philly will win this. But here's Jason Kelsey on this rivalry.
Well, whenever you have familiarity with the team, and there's a little bit more of a little bit more to it when it's an in-division opponent, I think. But at the end of the day, we really try to keep the focus on ourselves. You got to know your opponent, you got to understand your opponent, you got to understand the game plan, all the things that go into that. But we really try and focus on ourselves and make sure that we're ready to go and try and not focus too much on that other stuff.
Well, you make a case if the Giants are upset. It's interesting. Both these quarterbacks come in with over 700 yards rushing, both of them. Most of them with Jalen Hurts is by design. Daniel Jones or Danny Dimes, a lot of scrambling, so he can still run. Giants are giving up 21 points per game, only scoring 20. So that bodes in favor of Philadelphia. So they've got to find more offense against this Eagles team. They're doing much better. Daniel Jones is finally getting the ball down the field. He's feeling more and more confident. And I think with that point that Coach Daboll, the head coach, has kind of nurtured him along with this offense that he can make those big plays with his receivers. Hurts is ready to go. He's rested. I'm sure they want to protect him a little bit as far as keeping him out of harm's way. But I think this will be a close win in Philly. I think this will be the Philly wins it. But if there's any upset, like our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question today. And of all the underdogs, if there's any upset, I will lean toward the Giants winning this game because of Daboll, their running game, and them taking care of the ball.
Hurts 14-1 as a starter this year. That's all I got to tell you. All right, let's move to Sunday. We're doing Manuch's Clipboard Report. Speaking of underdogs, the Cincinnati Bengals thrive on being an underdog. That's what got them to the Super Bowl last year. They're a 4-point dog last year when they had the Titans, a 7-point dog 1 week later against the Chiefs, and they won each of those by a field goal. Will we see it again against the Bills, Manuch?
I think that one of the couple things you take a good look at is the Bengals have created 11 turnovers in the playoffs since last year against the Raiders. That's a lot. Josh Allen had 19 turnovers during the regular season this year. That was the most in the National Football League. So he's got to take care of the ball, which he didn't at times in that Miami game. Sean McDermott, 4-0 in the playoffs. So he's got that home field advantage. But the Bengals have got to protect Burrow and control the clock if they're going to win. He was sacked 9 times last year against Tennessee, but they found a way to win that game last year. Bills have got to just get after it. They can't let their foot off the gas like they did against Miami last week. Up 17-0. Miami comes back in the game. Now, the Bills' defense without Von Miller, it's just not the same defense. But I look at this Buffalo Bills offense. They've got all the weapons. Josh Allen does a phenomenal job, one of the best committed offensive quarterbacks there. And I see them winning this game. And another close one, which I think comes down to a field goal, but I think the Buffalo Bills win this game by a field goal against the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, late game on Sunday. Are the Cowboys as good as the national media make them out to be? And can their blitzes
3 minutes
counteract Brock Purdy's quick throws that you taught him and the yards after catch machines that he has in that offense with Debo, McCaffrey, and the rest of the crew? Dak Prescott looked really good last week against Tampa, but now he gets the league's top defense loaded with playmakers. And they're a little broke. They don't have a kicker,
Well, they Vizcaino as the backup yesterday.
Yeah, practice squad. So Cowboys 49ers, you like me?
You know, I like the Cowboys, and you talk about that pressure, Rock. Up front pressure will be vital if they're going to win. The Cowboys led the NFL in pressure percentage, 39%, and finished second in sacks per dropback, 8.6% during the season. They're pretty damn good when they bring the heat. So the way I look at this game, I look at Kyle Shanahan has got to protect Brock Purdy. He's handled the pressure extremely well with the 4 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. And you look at those things under pressure is going to be the key. Their offense scoring 26 points per game on average when you look at it. So what Shanahan's going to have to do, utilize a lot of the motion, a lot of the eye candy, a lot of flow to avoid Parsons.
2 minutes.
You're going to have to chip him once in a while. You got the maximum protect against him once in a while. Get Brock on the perimeter, I would say periodically, and just make sure they keep this motion offense going, that you're not going to keep dropping back and allowing this Micah Parsons and this pressure by the Dallas Cowboys. The other thing, too, you've got the best defense in the National Football League in the San Francisco 49ers, only allowing 16 points per game on average, the best scoring defense in the league. But they're one of the lowest as far as on average pass defense. The key they get tough is they are one of the best red zone defenses. Teams have success throwing the ball down the field. So you can't allow Dak to get on the perimeter. You can't allow him to roll out. Last week, we saw Kellen Moore, a lot of boots, a lot of waggles. They really had a lot of success.
1 minute.
I think that Kellen Moore is doing a very good job. So I look at this. I just think that the 49ers offense with Brock Purdy, they'll roll him, they'll protect him, is going to be too much for the Dallas Cowboys. In a close one, and I look at something like a 34-28 victory by the 49ers.
Good job, Manuch. Join us for the big game viewing party. Our special guests this year, Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. We are going to be at Talking Stick Resort in the ballroom. Large TV screens, food and drink specials, and cash. Yes, you can win cash just for watching the big game. Our quarter squares, our prop games, our kickoff progressive jackpot, all kinds of good stuff. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. It'll likely be sold out. Tickets can be purchased at Ticketmaster.com. You don't want to miss this at Talking Stick Resort. If you can't make it to Talking Stick Resort, we got Bauer, Gross, and Jax. They'll be hosting the same party in the showroom in Casino, Arizona, and that one is free. No cover charge there. It's the big game viewing parties at Talking Stick Resort and Casino, Arizona. Everything's up on our website at rockandmanuch.com. So you just heard a former NFL quarterback break it all down. Now we're going to get a betting perspective. So don't make your bets yet until you hear from Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com. Glad I did. I won 4 of 5 games last week because of his picks. He'll break it all down next as we continue on from Wright Toyota to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Suns open a 5-game homestand by getting Cam Johnson back in the rotation for the first time since early November, and they defeated the Nets to break a 3-game slide. They'll take on the Pacers tomorrow night. Arizona State hockey tonight here on Fox Sports 910 as they host number 20 RIT at Mullet Arena. The Sun Devils are 11-14. Denver defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero reportedly interviewing with the Cardinals for their head coaching position today. Cardinals associate head coach and wide receivers coach Sean Jefferson interviewing with the Patriots today for their offensive coordinator's gig. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at WrightToyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/career or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Major League Pickleball is coming to Bell Bank Park January 26th through 29th. This pro event will feature professional pickleball teams owned by celebrities who will be in attendance. Come check out the action. Spectator tickets are available at bellbankpark.com/events.
GiveMeTheVin.com is paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song.
All right, guys, 20 seconds.
Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN's Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure
Guys are hot 5 seconds.
with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Well, I feel like I should send Scott a few bucks. Because,
Commission?
Yeah, last weekend
Really?
did quite well because of his advice here on our show, as he joins us every Friday. And you can always follow him on Twitter as well if you're not on DocSports.com. At Scott Wins, and he joins us now here on a Friday. How we doing, Scotty?
Just want to get used to the Snickers bars. You guys start sending me cash? Okay.
Yeah, I just, I said checks haven't been clearing.
You haven't been getting those apples either? No apples?
The popcorn and the cookies? No, Girl Scout cookies are out now, so maybe we can send you some of those.
There you go. I'm all for that.
All right, Jags and Chiefs. We were just talking about, we had Manuch break down these games, right, from a coaching and a player perspective. And now we want to get it from a betting perspective. And, I mentioned that, Jags weren't even supposed to be a playoff team. They opened up the season 2-6, another rebuild. But here they are, have another shot. But Chiefs, of course, they, are they going for their fifth consecutive, conference championship? Is there enough juice left in there for the Jags to give this Chiefs, team some struggles?
I don't think there's going to be enough, and I'll tell you a little bit about the history of teams that have had big comebacks in the NFL in just a second. I was actually sitting at the Circa in the studio doing the show last Saturday night, and my top play of the weekend was the over between the Jaguars and the Chargers, and I'm sitting there at halftime going, boy, I don't know, man, these Jags, they're not moving at all. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get enough points, more than a touchdown, to give it to that 48.5. The halftime line, by the way, was as high as 23.5. The Chargers are the favorite. And then, of course, the Jags are able to come back, get the win, and obviously put it over the total. But, in this week's game, I keep looking at this, and I'm thinking, Trevor Lawrence and company, they performed much better, obviously, over the final two quarters than in the first half when he couldn't find a receiver that wasn't wearing an opposite color of his own team and was just throwing those picks left and right. And then the Chargers have the meltdown. As much as anything else, it was the Chargers situation of not being able to wrap things up from a coaching or a playing perspective. And, we just don't see Kansas City repeatedly shoot themselves in the foot or the feet, plural, many times throughout the course of a game. You got Andy Reid, 29-6 straight up, 22-13 ATS with a week off between games. as head coach, and they're 9-1 straight up with Mahomes at quarterback. KC beat the Jags, you guys know, 27-17 earlier this year. They were a 10-point favorite. The game wasn't nearly as close as that final score. They outgained the Jags 486-315. The things that I looked at was KC averaged about 5.75 yards per carry in that game. Overall, they gained nearly 8 yards per play when you throw the pass in with the run. And they won by double digits despite finishing with a -3 turnover margin. So here's the deal with the teams that come back from way behind. They're in this unique NFL club, and that the Jacksonville Jaguars are one of a little more than 24 NFL teams that came from at least 24 points down to win a game. Those teams have been an absolute failure the next week. Overall, those teams have hit 30% against the spread. If they go on the road, 14% against the spread, and they're almost always a dog. And this is one of in my little group that found this all on the database that he has of over 30 years. So teams that come back from 24 or more down to win a game, if they're on the road the next week, they cover 14% of the time. That's obviously a nice angle. And then, of course, you got the Jags defense, 29th on third downs, 24th in red zone. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, one of the best in the NFL in accessing and using and targeting the tight ends. And the Jaguars are horrible against teams that use the tight end. So I think it's a situation where it just lines up with the play on KC. It's 9 in most Vegas books. It's 9.5 in a lot of books outside of Nevada. I'm a little surprised that only 60% of the tickets are on KC, guys. I thought the public would line up more on KC, but they also like rooting for the dogs.
All right. So over under, where are you leaning on this one? 53?
Yeah, I couldn't play it.
Okay.
It's come down to 52.5 in some spots. I would probably lean towards the under just because I don't think Jacksonville, we saw them last week when the Chargers were playing their best football, and Jacksonville, couldn't do anything, for the first 2 quarters, and then they got a lot of breaks. So I think KC's defense will be able to hold them down enough. But again, that's not even a recommendation on the total.
Okay.
I just don't like that total much. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, good.
Scott, second game, we got the Giants taking on the Eagles. Giants going in there. Tough to win 3 in a row, or tough to win when you got a team beat them 3 times in a row. Looking at this game, what's interesting, even though the Giants win, they only average 21 points per game. And I'm just kidding, they give up 21 points per game, and they only score 20. But then again, here they are in the playoffs, as we saw last week against Minnesota. Which way are you leaning, and is it still 7.5?
Yeah, it's still basically 7.5. Let me punch up the total here. So we're looking at 7.5 and a couple of 8s out there now, and then the total at 48. So when I look at this game, I would not play against the 4 home teams, but I'm only playing 2 games this week. The other one goes on Sunday. We'll talk about that in a bit. What I'm looking at this game is a little in-game betting potential, because I want to see in the opening quarter and a half or so how many times Jalen Hurts gets running plays called, just called for him.
Yes.
And they've averaged about 5 or 6 of those per game. So I want to see in the first quarter and a half if he's got at least 1 or 2. I also want to see if he's looking to, if you look at this guy in RPOs and he's just looking to hand the ball off, and you can tell in the first quarter and a half, then we know that Jalen Hurts isn't as healthy as you want him to be. So I'm going to just tell people that for me, the best play on this game could come in-game betting just by watching what Jalen Hurts does and his actions on RPOs, and then how many times they actually call his number on running plays. I know the defense was awesome the last time they sacked Daniel Jones, 7 times in that very first meeting that they played against the Giants. So they'll try to get after him. And both teams are able to run the football. I lean towards the under. That's the way I would play it if I was going to play it before the game kicks off. But again, I think in-game betting is the better way to go with this one.
All right, moving to Sunday. Bengals love being underdogs. They did it last year and got to the Super Bowl. But this is a new year. Thoughts in this one? Bengals, Bills, -5.5.
Yeah, that Monday night game, that was canceled.
Sure.
Excuse me, when Hamlin suffered the injury. It was a situation where, to me, it's only a quarter or so or whatever it was into the game, but it looked like Cincinnati had pretty good control of that contest, and you never know what's going to happen the final 3 quarters, but at least from what we saw. But the problem is, and the reason I can't back Cincy here, they've got 3 offensive linemen that are out for this game, including, up front with a left tackle. And I'm very concerned about that because I do believe that Buffalo is going to be able to get pressure, maybe not get sacks, but at least get pressure and on Joe Burrow, and he's going to have to really hurry to get that ball out. When you're missing 3 offensive linemen that you're used to pass blocking for you or run blocking too, and one of those happens to be Jonah Williams, who is banged up for this game, all of a sudden that really does change things. So I'm going to lean Buffalo. I think at 5.5, it's a fair price. But again, it's not yet a bet. I've got KC in game in that Philly game. Might jump on Buffalo. And this last game we're going to talk about, I do have a wager on too.
All right, Cowboys at 49ers. The last game you want to talk about, 4:30 here locally, big kickoff. Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, the P guys, if you will, going at it. Cowboys pressure versus San Francisco protection, or versus the rookie and Brock Purdy?
Yeah, exactly. And I laid 3.5 with San Francisco.
3 minutes.
And I'm not overly crazy. I like KC more than I like San Francisco, but I am playing the 49ers. I did jump on them. They're up to 4 just about everywhere. Listen, we saw what Dallas did last week. They got 2 sacks, but they pressured Brady like 16, 17 times in that game, but 2 sacks. And Purdy is a little bit more mobile than Tom Brady, especially at this point. And so I think that the offensive line, obviously, for San Francisco can help protect Purdy more than we saw at Tampa Bay. And I guess that Tampa Bay, the offense that we saw over 6 of the last 8 quarters of the regular season, it was fool's gold, guys. And we saw Dallas take advantage of it. But again, 2 sacks, which is about a sack and a half less than the average when they're on the artificial turf. So we'll see if that kind of slows them down here. But the San Francisco team honed its game plan better than basically anybody else throughout the course of this season. And Purdy has elite-level weapons and coaching. Brady did not. Defensively, the Niners are second in yards per rush allowed. They're tied for the NFL with 20 interceptions, tied for the NFL lead. Tampa Bay didn't pick off anybody. It's just a whole different animal that Dak's got to face this week. And then you got San Francisco, who's number
2 minutes.
14 yards per play allowed, 13-1 straight-up home run, 12-2 against the spread in those games. I trust in Purdy. I saw a guy in his first playoff game who looked like he was struggling a little bit, and I mean that relatively speaking. And then after he got over the early portion of the game was just fine. That offense and that coaching, I think it carries them to the win over Dallas. Big coaching edge here as far as Shanahan over McCarthy also, as far as I'm concerned.
Not Manuch's former coach of Brock Purdy. I mean, that's...
Well, he's got. Oh man, I know. I'm Brock Purdy. This 16-3 touchdown to INT ratio. Yeah. I don't know who you want to blame the 3 picks on, but I know.
He doesn't talk about them. He doesn't talk about them.
Scott's interesting. Here you have. It's interesting. The Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, Dan Quinn was the head coach, and now the DC for Dallas, and his offensive coordinator was who? Kyle Shanahan. So the 2 former coaches going at it for this game. That's another little sidebar there.
Chess match.
Yeah.
I like it, but I just I have nothing but respect for the Dallas pass rush, but I just think the San Francisco offense is such a well-oiled machine, that they're going to be able to block for Purdy. He's got the nerves, if he had them, of already playing in a playoff game now, and he's going to have to make some plays more than he did, last week. I think more on a more consistent basis this week of having to make plays, but I think he's got it in him, obviously, and boy, he's just super confident. Great players around him, great coaching, and I think to get past Dallas and. As far as the Cowboys, I mean, Dak finally had a good playoff game. He was 1-3 lifetime going into that, but now, things step up, and he might have to play from behind. And I'll just say this: I know Leftwich got fired. The Tampa Bay OC. The NFL's crazy. Last year they're calling for him to be a head coach.
Yeah.
This year he's out on his keister. But I think Todd Bowles, good guy or not, has flown under the radar as far as taking blame. And I will take Shanahan over Todd Bowles as a NFL head coach. Any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Bowles' NFL coaching record as a head coach is miserable. And so I think he's gotten away with murder this year as far as the head coach of Tampa Bay. Brady's taken a lot of heat. His receivers, obviously, Leftwich. And I think Todd Bowles, I think it starts at the top. So I don't think we have to worry about that this week with San Francisco. They're going to be ready to go.
He's Scott Spreitzer. Check him out at DocSports.com. You can always follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. Have a great weekend, Scott. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, coming up, the NFL is seeing some crazy ticket demands for the potential neutral site for the AFC Championship game if it's the Bills and the Chiefs. We have that. And how about Saudi Arabia reportedly wants to buy F1, Formula One, for over $20 billion. I'll tell you what that's all about next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox.
Hey kids, let's go.
Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads.
Yeah.
See your Valley Chevy dealers.
It's Dom with Venezia's
Okay, so we're not going to play him
We
back.
love
but
providing
he's just
great
gonna come
food
on.
for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings.
Sounds good,
And
man.
we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professionals. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license MB 0924983, an equal opportunity lender.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell. 12 pool tables and 3 shuffleboard tables.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Coldest draft beer in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 patios right on the greenbelt. 1 non-smoking.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
More than 60 TVs playing your favorite sports.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Saturdays and Sundays, build your own Bloody Mary bar. Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Duke's? Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
I've had COVID.
Me too.
But I didn't know you could get it again.
What? And if you're 50 or older,
Or have a chronic condition like heart disease or diabetes.
Getting COVID again could get really serious, even deadly.
that's why getting an updated COVID vaccine is so important.
COVID isn't going away anytime soon, but I can lower my risk.
And I'm up for that.
We can do this. Find updated COVID vaccines near you at vaccines.gov.
All right, here we go.
Or by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Did you know that Troy Aikman in only 6 years has passed for 16,303 yards? Did you know the career record for most hits is 4,256 by Pete Rose, who is not in the Hall of Fame?
Do you know that my next door neighbor has 3 rabbits?
Now time for Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Guys are hot. 5 seconds.
Facts of the day driven by your Valley Chevy dealers. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. For a dealer near you, head to valleychevy.com.
So when you talk about loyal fan bases, the demand for the game in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the Bills and Chiefs, if that happens, within 24 hours of going on sale to the Bills and Chiefs season ticket holders, the league sold 50,000 seats.
What?
Now, Atlanta is 892 miles from Buffalo.
Right.
Kansas City, 799. So, another hour and a half for Kansas City, but that's amazing.
That's
amazing.
incredible.
But what happens if it's not the Bills and the Chiefs, though?
It's not, they get
They
refunded.
get their money back?
Okay,
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know if
yeah.
the NFL was going to pull one of those.
But that, I tell you
Sorry.
what, for the Bills fans and Chiefs fans, either fly in, make that drive. Plus, you got to remember there might be a lot of Bills and Chiefs fans in the Atlanta area, Georgia area, Alabama. I mean, all over the place in that southeast area that say, hey, look, if our team, the Buffalo or KC, makes it down here. We're there.
So I saw this headline. Saudi Arabia reportedly wants to buy Formula One for $20 billion. They have this wealth fund. It's a $620 billion public investment fund. And they are trying to purchase the series from Liberty Media. This is according to Bloomberg. Liberty Media bought F1 for $4.4 billion in 2017. Okay, not that long ago.
Sure.
But this company wants to buy it from them for $20 billion
yeah.
and include any debt that's in there. So if there's any money they owe, that's going to happen. Liberty Media's F1 tracking stock jumped up around 6.9% in early trading today and is now up 12.5% from over the last 12 months. So the stock value has more than doubled since 2 years ago and has a current market cap of $30.2 billion. I think that's just huge.
If Liberty Media, what are you waiting for? Go make the deal happen. Your stockholders, you think about $20 billion.
And it's crazy. And Liberty Media is planning to spin off the Atlanta Braves in a separate public company because pending in Major League Baseball. So that's going on. I thought that was a heck of a thing to see here. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? That's unheard of.
But the one thing that you said there, Rock, is the debt included. So the value plus if there's any debt by Liberty Media that they have that they can go and wash out, parlay that into something else, whether it be the Braves or whoever, whatever. I mean, for the Saudis now, they got the Live Golf Tour. If they get Formula One for $20 billion, which is just silly, stupid money, what's next? Their ventures are sports. You go, okay, what's next? Well, what else can we purchase and give? That's a Godfather offer, man.
Buy our country. Jeez, the way they're going at it. I mean, you got the Live Tour and Netflix. We all know what that is. How much do you think they made in fourth quarter? Their revenue,
just the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, it's not as crazy as you think, but
I'll say they made $250 million.
Okay,
fourth
Jax,
quarter.
what do you think? Netflix.
I'm gonna say 500 mil.
Okay, $7.85 billion in fourth quarter revenue, and they added 3 million more subscribers. The streaming service added 7.66 million subscribers during the quarter. That is unheard of. And they are trying to get in. I mean, they're getting into the sports business. Earlier this month, they released the first 5 episodes of the new Breakpoint. That's, going over, it's professional tennis.
Right.
And then they're working on the golf series, which we talked about yesterday on the show. They're doing a documentary with Tour de France. Last year, they did this Drive to Survive with Formula One. They've teamed up with Nike. I mean, that is unbelievable. At the end of last year, and we're all one, and all three of us, I'm sure, and Ben, 231 million paid memberships. How many people are in the United States? 320?
300 plus, 300 million. Wow. And aren't they
$32 billion in revenue.
See, and they're going to start adding commercials now as well, too.
But you can pay more not to see them.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I'm going to do that.
Oh, I would too. I
don't think it's an issue.
Yeah, but is that just 7.8 billion in a quarter? When you stop and think about that, I love Netflix. I love the documentaries. I love all the documentaries and then the sports documentaries on top of
also, $10.8 billion is the reported revenue Major League Baseball brought in last year, thanks to their new media deals. $10.8 billion.
Just on the year.
Just on 1 year.
And you look at Netflix, has made $7.8 billion in a quarter. That's just incredible stuff.
That's nuts.
Why not buy that stock back about 5 or 6 years ago when it really started to?
Tomorrow is Use Your Gift Card Day. It's your annual reminder from Uncle Rock to use your gift cards you've received. You probably have a bunch of them in your car, in your drawer at home.
Yeah, it's true.
That's tomorrow.
Let's see. I've got Dick's. I got Cold Stone, and I think I got. What is it?
You probably got a bunch of, you got some Chili's. You probably got some Outback in there.
Well, and I go, man, I need to start using this stuff.
Speaking of, I don't know where I just put on this tangent. This is just popping up on my feed here. According to creditcards.com, this is crazy. They know I'm talking about credit cards and money, so this just popped up on my feed.
Just because Big Brother's out there, Rock.
$21 billion worth of gift cards go unspent each year.
Unspent.
Oh,
man.
40% of American adults say they have at least one unused gift card, voucher, or store credit. I'm a gift card guy.
Yeah.
I have a book, 3-ring binder.
Of gift cards?
No exaggeration. 200?
Really? That you have not used?
I got a lot. And some are really old. Like, restaurants are no longer open that I never got to. And they're not, it could be 10, 25.
Sure.
There's a couple, maybe hundreds. There's not a lot.
Yeah.
But, you doing them on the radio, we've given away a ton. We've had partners,
1 minute.
If they're restaurants, when I go and visit my kids in Denver, I take the gift cards with me. I mean, whether, like you said, Chili's or P.F. Chang's or this or that.
By the way, if you missed in the first hour, we talked about the most popular Super Bowl party food, that is, in America is meatballs. I still can't believe that.
I can't either. I can just see those meatballs on the toothpick, those little, Swedish meatballs, knocking those out. I've never seen the big exercise one.
Coming up, by the way, our random facts today are brought to you by the Valley Chevy dealers. Head to valleychevy.com. As your Valley Chevy dealer serving the Valley for over 80 years, find new roads, that is, at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. Coming up, we're going to catch up with the 49ers. 49ers play-by-play voice, Greg Papa, as we are your 49ers station. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man Cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks for your chance at weekly man cards, thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio!
What's all the Huss about?
Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Saturday, February 11th, it's the $1 Million Shootout and Golf Festival, a family-friendly event. Kids 12 and under are free. Tickets start at $15. Enjoy music, interactive golf games, and Huss Beer at the Huss Beer Desert Oasis. Tickets at LoneTreeGolf18.com. Huss Brewing Company. Drink like a local.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
I never write reviews, but Navage is so amazing, I had to leave one. Nothing's ever cleared out my sinuses as well. I'm blown away by how Navage works. That's a review from Carrie, and it's one of over 100,000 online testimonials praising Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I've talked about flushing out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs. How Navage's powered suction can help you breathe better, and how your nose is the body's air filter, and Navage will clean it out. But don't take my word for it. What do people like Chad say, who wrote, Navage has helped clear out my nasal passages every single night. My wife says my snoring has gone way down. Snorefest be gone, unquote. Navage is the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million customers to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
Arizona changed their starting lineup last night, raced to a 15-point halftime lead, and they handled USC behind 16 from Courtney Ramey.
Work in progress. It's a long season, so we always got to understand, like, we can each get better game by game and just day by day. So that's got to be the mindset moving forward.
The now 16-3 Wildcats play host to number 5 UCLA tomorrow afternoon. More head coaching interviews for the Cardinals today. Broncos defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero. Tomorrow, Lions DC Aaron Glenn. The Diamondbacks have hired Ronnie Kajanik as their manager of the Hillsboro Hops. She becomes the first woman in history to manage a high-A club. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday night, it'll be cool and cold with temperatures dipping down into those upper 30s. And then for your Saturday, sunny day with temperatures right around 59 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyota certified used vehicles go through a rigorous 160-point inspection and come with an exceptional. Plus, right now, get a great deal on a Toyota certified used Camry, Corolla, or RAV4. Visit your Valley Toyota dealer for details today.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and needed.
Hey, Jax.
One call, that's all. 6.
Will you text me which ones you want to go 1, 2, 3 on?
And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc.
I don't see an order.
With Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Guys are hot.
3 o'clock, just after 3. Roc and Manuch with you. Out of here at Wright Toyota. Coming up this hour, Greg Papa, the voice, play-by-play voice for the San Francisco 49ers. We'll also catch up with Sean Salisbury. So busy hour ahead. Our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day that we suggest that you vote at our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch is, which of these 4 underdog teams do you think will pull off the upset win of the weekend? Is it Jags, Giants, Bengals, or Cowboys? You can vote right now at Roc and Manuch. It's always brought to you by State 48 Roofing. For a free quote, repair, go to state48roofing.com. Coming up in just minutes, seconds maybe. Ooh, it's Jax's Rewind, which is actually now has a sponsor, believe it or not.
We do.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
What's the sponsor?
It's called Take the Points. It's a radio show on Saturdays.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, over there.
Got to tie Jackson with this.
CAG Sports Bar. It's got
right
Jax. It's got Bauer. It's got Gross. It's a gambling show. It's the only local sports gambling show in the Valley, probably in the whole state. At 11-1.
You sit there and you say gambling, and you know how politically correct we are. People saying things. At what point will they say it is they eliminate the term gambling and a wagering show? You know, I could see that.
You think it's going there?
I think it's going there. Yeah, it's a wagering show. The gambling context
take the
is
points.
Like,
Take the points. Arizona in the sports book there because they do it actually in the sports book. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that's tomorrow, right after Backspin, the golf show, which starts at 9. That goes to 11, and then Jax, Gross, and Bauer have it for you at 11-1. By the way, you get a full team tomorrow, or
full team once again? Yeah, Bauer won't be there the first segment, but yeah, we have the full team tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys are on a roll over there for crying out loud.
All right, so this is where Jax has an opportunity to have some fun with myself, Manuch, Jimmy B, from some of the things we dove into over the course of the last 4 days, maybe 5 days. We call it Jax's Rewind.
In case you missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jax puts it all together, the best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jax's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
before you get started,
yes, sir.
You do know who puts in payroll every month, right?
Correct.
Okay,
That would be you.
Do not let that intimidate
But
you.
we're not
whatsoever.
going to start off with Rock. We're going to start off with Jimmy B. And
He's not even here to defend himself.
I know this one might be one of the funniest moments from Jimmy B. I don't know if you call this fanboying or if you call this reminding the guests of who he is, that he used to work with them, he used to call his games. But this was Jimmy B kind of fanboying over Danny White during yesterday's show.
I don't know if you will remember me or not, but I was the sportscaster, sports director at KXAS TV, Channel 5 in Dallas, when Roger retired and you took over as the starting quarterback. And then that upcoming season, Roger joined me in the booth when I did the Cowboys preseason games on TV. And also, when you were coaching in the Arena League, I came in and did some games as well when you were doing that. So you and I have a long, long history together.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just glad I can catch up with you on this show. This is awesome.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's great to talk to you again because those were pretty formative years for me as a player and as a coach.
I should Lubbock, Texas.
Can't believe you threw that at Danny White. Do you know who I am? I don't remember back in '76.
That's what I said. I just said that we had a long.
I was on KK 5-2.
Oh, my God.
Welcome to Jimmyville.
Gosh, you old guys love to try to stay relevant.
But I know it's time to take a break.
No, you don't, Manuch. You two don't know when to be relevant.
I was relevant, but
I love Danny's response.
Wow.
Do I
He's
know
like,
you?
who is this?
Do I know you? Jimmy, did you want to tell him what you were eating at that point in time? And I was going to say, Jimmy,
You know what just sucks about listening to that back? How excited and how loud we are. I mean, we were in a bar yesterday at Twin Peaks.
Yeah, we were.
But just how we just step on each other like crazy. We got to work on that.
We looked at Jimmy and went, you just gave a diatribe on
Yeah, we need to
50
like just
years ago.
Yeah, next time I just say, all right, Manuch, let me rip Jimmy right here for a minute.
And then you go. Exactly.
That would be great. All right, let me rip it first.
You're next. Just let me have first. Let me. I'm in line first.
Exactly. I'll do the hand signal.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy. All right, Rock. All right, Manuch, you're up.
Yeah, that's where the boss goes first, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
I don't know why you're laughing, Manuch, because you're gonna be the butt of that joke too.
That's all
well,
right.
speaking of the boss, you know, Rock's biggest secret, biggest thing that he has is his collection of toys. You know, he has no kids. He never had. Maybe he never will have any kids. Maybe he's kind of kept them for one day that he'll have kids. Who knows? But yesterday was the day that he finally admitted that it might be time to let go and sell his toys. Here's number 2.
Nintendo. I still got the Mattel football game,
Right. Yeah.
and the Mattel basketball game.
Okay.
So I'm still pretty good. I haven't played in a while, but I'm also that guy that has a Golden Tee video game in my house, a pinball video machine.
You still have a lot of toys.
I still got Gallagher Pac-Man Multicade stand-up video game. I also, what else do I have? I have a slot machine. So if anybody's looking to buy some stuff, because I think I'm ready. I've been holding on to this stuff way too long.
Rock laps the pole. I mean, he absolutely wraps that pole.
I've never been on a pole, man.
No, I mean, you lap the pole that's out there on this. I
mean, pole or pole?
The pole that's out there that says it, that suggests. Yeah, mine was a lot of sports stuff as well.
Yeah.
Golden Tee is very fun, though. I might take you up on that
It's
also.
a 1999 Golden Tee.
Rock, you
It's in
feel
the
like-
old box. It's stand up. Yeah, I still have that. But now you see these Golden Tees and they're kick ass. I mean, they're really nice. I don't think I can get anything for it. But my stand up Gallagher Miss Pac-Man, it's also got Donkey Kong. It's got Frogger on there. That's a good one. I mean, that's a real Miss Pac-Man. I love that. You know, it just doesn't get much play.
See, Jackson, when you realize Rock's just a big kid in a grown-up spot.
I know.
Just
I
a
should
big
bring
kid.
it here and see if I can I'll charge a quarter and see if I can make some money on it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Rock's the big kid. Well, Manuch, you're kind of the old man when it comes to the group. You know, you train a lot of quarterbacks. I understand. People of all ages. You hang out with me and Ben sometimes, talk to us occasionally, but you've caught on to some
When you're
slang.
lucky. When you're
But
lucky.
This comment yesterday kind of proved and confirmed that you are still a very old man. Here's his number 3.
When you say East Coast bias, I think a lot of folks back there are probably going, are they live or are they Memorex?
That's correct.
And if they can win tonight and
I don't
win this
think
weekend,
I don't think anybody says that.
Well, I might hope
Live or memory.
Well,
There is no way in hell anybody is saying
I
that
don't even
anymore.
say that. Are they,
I mean, if Jimmy B doesn't say it, he's older than dirt. But he looks like he's 50. He's the best looking guy at his age that I know, in best shape, and he can hit a golf ball better than anybody I know.
Let me say this. Are they real?
Manuch, Manuch?
Come on. Are they live or are they tape? Are they just what are they?
Nobody even says tape anymore.
Yeah, I do. So,
with tape, no one says tape.
Are they the real? Let me make it so you understand it right.
Yeah, please, and move to our audience.
Are they the real deal? Or are they not? Are they pretenders? Or are they contenders? There you go.
You learn it.
I can dumb it down. I
Yes,
go back
you can.
to commercials in the 70s once in a while that put it out there. Funny thing is, Jimmy agreed.
That's what I was going to say. Jimmy agreed, and then he backfired.
And then he backed. Well, yeah, he agrees.
He
but
knows
agree.
my name's on the marquee first. Jimmy's easy to get. He'll give any pretty easy. He really does. He really does. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, Rock.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the rewind.
Good job.
Good job, Jackson.
That was great.
Attaboy, Luther. Good job there.
Hey, join us for the big game viewing party. Our special guest, I'm pretty excited about this. We got Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie that are going to be joining us at the Talking Stick Resort on that Sunday, February 12th.
February 12th.
Yeah,
correct.
that's Sunday.
Yeah.
Doors are going to open at 2 o'clock. We are really setting this thing up to be an incredible viewing party as Talking Stick Resort. I mean, they have so much booked. If you go to talkingstickresort.com, you see what they got from Gronk's party to Shaq and Snoop to the SI party. I mean, there's so much going on there, and it's going to all end with us in the big game viewing party, having Bo Jackson there, having Doug Flutie there. And the cost, because everything is so expensive that week, everywhere, right? Everybody. I mean, it's so hard to get tickets for the Waste Management, the WN Open.
There you go.
I mean, there's so much going on that everybody's gouging. We're $25 to get in, to be part of this. And once you get in, you're going to get an entry form to win props. You're going to get squares. You're going to have an opportunity to win the kickoff challenge, which is $4,000.
2 minutes.
All of that. And it's only $25. But you got to get tickets in advance at Ticketmaster. You go to Ticketmaster.com. Now, if you wait and you want to show up, you can do that. Tickets at the door will be $35. Everything we are doing will be up on our website at Roc and Manuch. It's up there now. Now, if you can't make it to Talking Stick Resort, maybe you live more East Valley, but you still want to win some cash with our quarters and our props and our kickoff challenge, you can go to the showroom in Casino, Arizona. We're not charging there, okay? So if people are thinking we're gouging, no. For the first time, we're charging, okay? But because we're bringing in Bo Jackson, Doug Flutie, all these different tailgate foods, and I even think we got a band I think is coming. I think GCU
Very
band.
nice.
I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the hosts at Casino Arizona in the showroom will be Jax, Bauer, and Gross, the guys that do Take the Point show.
1 minute.
So big game viewing parties at Talking Stick Resort and Casino Arizona.
Be a lot of fun. I mean, that's I got to tell you, those in the big screens up there in the ballroom.
Yeah.
1, 2. We had 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I think there's going to be 7 or 8
Oh,
now.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's going to be a lot better than the years past.
High
It's been great.
def.
It's been about 1,100 people. Hey, we've become a 49ers show. And once again, like every week, the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, joins us to talk about Brock Purdy and this 49ers Cowboys game because, of course, we got a local kid can take his team to the Super Bowl. I don't want to see him here. Manuch would like to see him here. I have another team that I would prefer
Yes,
to see
you
here.
do.
But a consolation prize, if it's 49ers, I'll be okay with it if it's not the Eagles. But we're going to catch up with Greg Papa next, and then Sean Salisbury. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Manuch, do you want to cut some promos for me really quickly while I call Papa?
Moving kind of slow right now.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler, Monday from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Number 13, Brock Purdy in at quarterback. What a challenge for young Brock Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevance, I'm going to pod you guys up, and then if you want to cut, just start talking. Purdy throws, caught. Purdy throws for a 49er first down. He's going to throw out right, wide open, Kyle Juszczyk. Mr. Relevant hits Kyle Juszczyk. Keep saying it. We got no bet. We got no bet. Here's Purdy out of the gun looking for McCaffrey on the goal line. Touchdown!
10.
San Francisco! You lose Jimmy Garoppolo on the first series. Brock Purdy comes in, Tim, and does this.
Incredible.
That's right. That's the voice of the 49ers. Greg Popo joins us now here on the Arizona home of the San Francisco 49ers. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. Yeah, Greg, we've adopted the 49ers, so at least half of us have. So it's been a lot of fun, and we appreciate you allowing us some insight on the ride and being part of the ride. So thank you for making some time for us today.
What do you mean? What do you mean half of you have? You're not going to root for the Cowboys, are you?
No. I got you. I'm from where you're. I'm a Philly guy, so I'm okay this weekend.
That's right.
I'm okay this weekend. All right.
Maybe. So who would you rather have? Say Philadelphia beats the Giants. Well, I think it could go the other way, but we'll see. But who would you rather play? If Philadelphia wins, who would you rather play in the NFC title game next weekend in South Philly? Cowboys or 49ers?
I can't stand the Cowboys. I mean, so,
There you go. So you're a Niner fan this weekend.
I am a big Niner fan this weekend, Greg, But, no.
All aboard.
And I've always said.
Have I been on your station more, Manuch, or have you been on mine? Since he became a Brock star, and I had you on. I'll tell you what it was. The Monday after the first preseason game.
Yep.
So it was August 15th.
Yep.
That's how it's January the 20th.
Yep.
That's how long we've been on the Brock train. That long.
Oh, absolutely. It's been an absolute blast. I can only imagine. He threw that first pass last week going, the one that got away. But
I know.
But just from inside that locker room, I mean, you're out there at practice all the time. How different is the vibe with Brock and all of these? It just seems like there's an extra, I don't know, the synergy or the every time you broadcast with Brock, I got it right now. I got goosebumps. I got the hairs on the back of my head. I mean, does that vibe resonate through that locker room on a daily basis?
Totally, and you're invested. You've known this guy since he was in the ninth grade, and we've seen it all. And it's just so last week when I was on, I was telling you how we had big time rain leading up to the Seattle game. It didn't rain as much during the game. We thought it was going to be way worse. But the main thing, and the practice week leading up to that game last weekend, the wild card game, it rained like hell every practice. And there was one on Wednesday in particular where it was raining and it was howling wind, howling jack. I thought I was back in Orchard Park.
Yes.
And your guy, who I don't know how many days like that you had training him in Arizona. Probably not many. But then he goes to Iowa State. Anyway, he gripped it and he ripped it. And everybody, first thing Kyle Shanahan said to me after practice, "You see Purdy throw the ball today? Wow." So then what happens the first play of the game?
Yeah.
It slips out of his hand. And I'm like, maybe he's tight. I don't know. But you know what? He came back the next play and he hit Ayuk over the middle and he settled in. And, his first game against Miami when Jimmy got hurt, he had a couple throws that sailed to the sideline. His first start against Tampa Bay, they didn't have the protection right. The nickelback comes in and ear holes him. He just adjusts his face mask, tighten up, and he go right back. And, he had 20 points on him by halftime. So it's not all going to go perfect. But to answer your question, he was really ripping it in practice all week. And we're going to have no rain in the forecast all week. Practice has been beautiful. And the game will be no rain. And they have utmost confidence in him. But what's amazing to me, Dan, is there's so much there's such a level of expectation. The 49ers felt like they should have won the Super Bowl after the 2019 year. They were 1 3rd and 15 stop from beating Mahomes and the Chiefs. Slipped away. Last year, they go to the fourth quarter at SoFi against the Rams, 10-point lead. They beat Cincinnati in the regular season. They had to watch the Rams beat them and confetti on McVay, and Kyle had him in Washington and all that. So there's a level of expectation now because this team was ready in 19. They were ready last year, and now they're more than ready. They're overcooked. They got McCaffrey. They got a Brock Star quarterback who's slinging it. So this guy walks in. He doesn't know of any of this. He's reading it, and he's probably watching game tape from last year, but he wasn't in this. It was Garoppolo. So now he's got to be the one. And if he just does his job, he'll be fine. But every play you make so many decisions at quarterback. So the fate of the franchise and all these men, coaches, everybody, owners, everybody involved, it's all, it's all right there for him to kind of guide you home. So he's just, they have total command in him. There were some moments where he was a little tight last game, but then we're all tight. I'm tight before a game. But the expectation level is so enormous for this team to just break on through now and finally win the Super Bowl.
How have what's been the reaction of the Joe Montanas and Steve Youngs of the world to see the mantle passed down to Brock Purdy? I saw Young was Steven a lot of.
Well, that's a little extreme.
No, but I'm saying, let me
Montana and Young.
No, exactly.
Oh,
but you see Steve Young say, well, it's all about the system. He's a product of the system. Blah blah blah. I thought Steve Young's comments were a little like, Steve, he's still got to drive the Ferrari around the track. Give him a little more credit. Has Joe Montana had any kind of comments about what's going on?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, everybody, you know what? They can't wrap their brain around how a guy is 6 feet 5/8 of an inch tall.
Yes.
He was the last pick in the draft. They can't wrap their brain around it.
Yes.
And I know scouts are like, they can't wrap their brain around it. Football coaches can. And that's why Kyle loves them. And quarterbacks, Joe wasn't the first pick in the draft, but was he 82? No. So, and I would think Joe would appreciate him more. But Steve was with us in Mexico City when we played the Cardinals, and he flew home on the plane. And he was, you know what he said? He said, if I was
2 minutes
today, I would complete 90% of my passes. And you think that's ridiculous. But, Drew Brees with Sean Payton hit on 75%. That's what they do. But Steve's looking at it with all the weapons around him. But I'll tell you what, and I love Jimmy. I think the silliest thing to say about a quarterback, Dan, is, well, he just throws the ball to a wide open guy.
Yes.
How hard is that?
Yes,
well,
exactly.
Come on, are you an idiot? I remember a lot of plays where the wide open guy didn't get the ball in this offense in big games. And it went to not just the wrong guy on offense, it went to the wrong guy on defense. So to just simplify it like that takes the guy, Larry Bird had it, Wayne Gretzky had it, Joe.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's bad, but they're just slow breathers. You know,
Yep.
with the kid.
Yep.
You probably had it in the ninth grade, and you got the subtleties in him. So I'm sure as a quarterback, Dan, you find it a little bit demeaning.
Yeah.
That and great Hall of Fame players, he's not Josh Allen. He's not going to throw the ball through a wall. But Josh Allen turns the ball over way too much. Get your second hand back on the ball. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So
1 minute.
The bottom line is the coaching staff and the guys in that huddle have complete confidence in him. And when you go into a playoff game, he's going to make the right checks. He's going to make the right osters. He's going to make the right cans. He's going to get it off. You know what the greatest thing he's done? It's not even a football play, and I can give you 20 plays where I'm drooling over the guy. You know what the most impressive thing he did? The first game he gets into, the clock is ticking down. They're going to take, and always Kyle, when the clock is down with Garoppolo or C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins or Trey Lance, Kyle would come running down to the down judge. Timeout, 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 timeout. Brock called the timeout himself, but the way he did it was such a cool, it was like Greg Popovich calling a timeout of an NBA game. He hit like, Jimmy, timeout! He was like, kind of flip the tee to the side. Like, I got this. So I know the guys in the huddle were like, wow, did you see Brock Purdy call the timeout, not Kyle Shanahan? That's the stuff he does that I would think if Tanner or Steve Young, and you've been in these pressurized situations, you would fully appreciate what this guy's doing.
Greg, have a great call. Hopefully we'll catch you next week to talk 49ers Eagles.
Got to keep the tradition going, Greg.
Hopefully, I know the Niners are going. I'm not sure about the Eagles.
Greg, have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
I will. I'm going to have fun. Thank you, boys.
That's the 49er play-by-play voice, Greg Papa, joining us here. You can follow him on Twitter at Greg_Papa with 2 A's. And he joins us here, 1 A, on appreciate it, man. Catching up with him. That's good stuff. Hey, coming up, Sean Salisbury is going to join us. We'll get his thoughts on Brock Purdy as well. What advice would he give him going into this big game this weekend? It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
It's been a busy week for the Cardinals with head coaching interviews. The latest person to speak with the team, Broncos defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero. Coming up tomorrow, Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. They're also excited to talk with Niners DC D'Amico Ryans. The Suns got rid of their 3-game losing streak by beating the Kevin Durant-less Nets. DeAndre Ayton says they're doing their best to get back on track.
You know, we feel that we're losing and stuff like that, but we trying every day.
Did I miss something?
Into the lab and coming back home and, just shaking off that road trip off of us.
Someone said, did you hear that, knucklehead?
We had on the road.
The Suns host the Pacers tomorrow. I'm Frank
He
Garrity
always
on
is.
Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio.
Like white noise at this point.
The Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday night, it'll be cool and cold with temperatures dipping down into those upper 30s. And then for your Saturday, sunny day with temperatures right around 59 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Experience the moment at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, featuring the best gaming thrills in Arizona, like live table games, action-packed BetMGM sportsbooks, and an immersive Topgolf swing suite experience. It's time to own your moment, so you do you. For more information, visit playatgila.com.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
The
All right, guys, he's ready.
second annual Legacy Classic is back at Bell Bank Park, January 20th through 22nd. This is the first leg of the 2023 Legacy Tournament Series, so make sure to register today. For more information, visit legacysportsusa.com/pickleball.
Is Rock right there?
Yeah.
Rock, you need the one that you read
Sean Salisbury goes unfiltered with Rock and
All right, you guys are hot. 5 seconds.
on Fox Sports 910.
All right, let's get right to it. Sean Salisbury joins us on the right Toyota guest line. How are we making out this Friday, buddy? What's happening?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good. Are you bringing the Houston crowd to the big game, Super Bowl? Are we going to see you, Radio Row?
I don't think my show, I'm probably coming down there, but I don't think my show, because, 5 in the morning till 9 your time is what it would be. There's no gap. It doesn't really serve a purpose on the West Coast for a Dallas show, for a Houston or a Midwest show, unless, of course, the Texans were in it. And maybe if the Cowboys are in it, because it is Texas, we will. But I don't think Radio Row is worthwhile for them, just simply because of the time. By the time the show is over, that's when people start rolling in there. So afternoon drive different, but morning drive no. But I'll be down that way for a couple months here coming up soon.
Nice. Hey, all week, I've been asking a lot of our guests, coaches, former NFL quarterbacks, what advice you would give Brock Purdy going into this big game of his this weekend. What would you tell him with the big lights and everything now, the pressure that he's about to endure here?
So the cheesy side of me would say go watch Hoosiers and watch Gene Hackman when he walked into the basketball court.
Yes, very good.
And say the basket still fits. Take a tape to have somebody walk the field, say it's still 100 yards long, 53 yards wide, 52 and a third, whatever it is. But in truth, honestly, I wouldn't say much to him. The advice, if I had 5 minutes with him, I'd say, dude, listen, you belong here. You've earned this. Matter of fact, not only have you earned it, you should be chest up high. I mean, not arrogant, but confident enough to know that since you've taken over, they're better and that you haven't lost. Now, that doesn't mean take for granted your preparation, but the main message I would tell him is twofold. You don't have to be a hero, meaning you do not have to be perfect every play. And two is go out there and do what you've done that brought us to this point. You're a big reason why we're here. Listen, you're at home. The lights may get brighter as the games go on, but the game doesn't change. You just go through, trust what you see. I don't know Manuch, when you're talking to your quarterbacks, I always tell my quarterbacks, trust what you see. The problem is you buy into, oh my God, and yes, the intensity goes up. But why must the intensity go up for a quarterback? It doesn't need to. I know that there's pressure, and when people say it's just another game, that's BS. It's not just another game. Of course it's not. These are, right now, Brock Purdy's going through life and a career-changing situation. The last guy picked in this draft is now Garoppolo is going to be moved as an unrestricted free agent, and Trey Lance is either going to be moved or be the backup. This dude was fighting for his job over the summer and is now the starting quarterback in a long line of phenomenal players in Washington. You've done now more is to go win it, but you've already proven to us you belong in this league. So you don't have to be a hero, man. But if you like it, let it rip. But I don't really think I have to do too much talking to him about it. He looks to me like he's tough as 100-year-old leather. My favorite thing about him is he gets over good plays and bad plays equally as quick.
Yes.
Neither of them fester, which allows you to move on to the next play. And in this league, there's about 6 to 8 of them that you've got to make when nothing happens. And if you make them, or sometimes not making them means throw the ball into the stands, and that's making a play. Just don't lay it around on the ground and be stupid. And if you do, then come back and get the next one. But I'm always talking the great things he's done, not what if you throw a pick.
Yeah.
I don't think he has to change a damn thing.
Sean, and I definitely don't want this to happen, but if it did, and he has a really rough game, interceptions, they get blown out, what will the narrative be on Monday for the future of Brock Purdy in San Francisco?
Well, my narrative would be, if I was coaching him or his head coach, I'd put my arm around him. I'm a big believer, and when I'm training my guys or in business and life, whatever it is, or with my kids, was when things are going great is when I coach you hard. Because I want to make sure you know, like, for instance, or if I need to correct, or if there's criticism, because when things are going great, what's our mindset? We feel invincible. So let me coach you hard. I can be more critical of you then because you're on the same page. A lot of times people do this. You're going bad. And what do? A coach, come on, and yelling and screaming, got to pick up. That's when I'm arms around him saying everything's going to be okay. I reverse it. When things are going good, I don't need to tell him how good things are going. He knows when things are going bad, I don't need to browbeat him. So if that were to happen, which I don't think any of us believe it is, because he was so well coached by Manuch, I don't think that it is. But if it did, you know what I'd tell him? I'd simply say, get in line.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of us that's ever gone out there, the dude that would have beat him this week, 2 weeks ago, they wanted to run his ass out of Dallas for the worst game he's ever played.
Sure.
I mean, wanted to destroy it. Say, Byron Leftwich gets fired for this performance this year and the last game. I mean, look, Joe Lombardi's got an offense that scores, and they're running back and high-powered. They go out there, they give up defensively 27 points or 31 points, and Joe Lombardi of the Chargers get fired. So I'd say, look around. You're a great player. Okay, guess what? You're going to be back here. Get yourself ready to go. But I wouldn't browbeat him. But the narrative nationally is going to be this. See? You knew he'd catch up to him.
Yeah.
He was the last guy drafted. He was the last guy drafted. When in truth, it could be the first pick like Trevor Lawrence. See, and here's the difference. If Lawrence goes out and lays an egg, he'll get criticized, but everybody say, what a bright future. If Brock Purdy goes out and lays an egg, everybody's going to say, yep, back to the drawing board. That's why he was a backup. That's what they'll say. This is crap
3
and not fair.
Sean Salisbury joining us here on the right chair to guest at Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Sean, interesting when you bring that up because I've always told my guys over the years, and Brock and the Tyler Shucks and the Chubba Purdy's and the Bryce Perkins of the world, they always want to be coached hard. My adage as a coach is, you know what? Hate me now, but love me later, because what I'm putting you through is what you're going to have to see. And your topic, when you mentioned, after you throw a touchdown interception, you got to come back for the next one. Brock told me, he says his first touchdown pass to Kittle, he's all excited and everybody's excited. He said, Christian McCaffrey came up, grabbed him by the shoulder pads, looked him right in the eye and said, that's great, but we got the rest of the game. Get yourself set, and send him back to the sidelines. He goes, Coach, that moment snapped me out of it as to I got another 3 quarters to play. So he understands that pro game, that pro level of being coached hard and being real about what's going on.
And Manuch said, and I'll tell you how I understand this, because the exact situation happened to me in the playoff game. And I'll get to that, but you're right about coaching hard. One thing I want people to understand, these guys who evaluate quarterbacks and coaches and evaluate the draft, coaches who draft people and coach them, listen, they screw up too, and they don't always get it right. Trust me, they coach wrong, they call the wrong play, they evaluate a guy wrong, and apparently they miss on Purdy, and that's okay. If it's a chip he carries around, good, as long as the chip works for you and not an anger that it takes you out of your game.
Right.
Same thing happened to me, though, exactly why I can relate. When you said it, I got the chills. We're playing Washington playoffs. I come out in the first series. As you guys know, Jack Del Rio is one of my very best friends in the world, and we were teammates at SC and in Minnesota. We run a play. I come back out, and I'll never forget the play. Run past 60 counter X post. We ran counter tray against the Redskins. The play action, I sold the fake. The safety sat down. We worked on it all week. I hit a huge post to Chris Carter over the top, tackled at the 1. Boom, next play, we score. I'm not a celebrator on the field. Not in high school. I was never a fist pumping.
2 minutes.
I'd give the ball to somebody else. I was just never like that because I knew it's a long game. I got out of character. I started pumping my fist and celebrating. And Jack Del Rio literally ran from the sidelines and met me before I got to the numbers. And he grabbed me because he'd known me since we were 16. And he grabbed me by the front of the jersey and shook it. He's our defensive captain. He said, Sal, great job, but it's a long game. Get back into this and settle in. And it struck me. And you know the crazy thing about it? I get choked up.
Yep.
I never settled in. I never settled in again.
Yeah.
I wasn't
1
anymore, but he proved the point that stuck with me in my career, and in that is that we do play one play, one series. And you know what happened? I didn't play very well the rest of the game. I'd missed a few throws. They wore us out. They ended up going out, getting beaten either the NFC Championship game. They beat us in our building, and we should have won because we were a good team. And I let myself down because I lost perspective of how long 70 plays is. You can do that as a linebacker. You got a safety to clean up for you. You can do it as a defensive tackle. That's saying it's not important. When you do something, you don't have anybody to clean up for you.
Right.
And I feel like I let myself and teammates down because I had trouble getting back into the moment. And I learned a valuable lesson from Jack that day. Purdy fixed his.
Yep.
That very game, I didn't.
Sean, outstanding as always, buddy, man. Well, have yourself a great weekend of football, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week and talk all about this.
Thanks, guys, and enjoy. And Manuch, I know you're proud. Enjoy this weekend. It's going to be a blast.
I'm loving every millimeter of seconds that we can squeeze out of it. I trust me.
Yeah, we just had the voice of the 49ers on, Greg Papa. We just had him on before you, and Manuch just can't stop talking because I think Manuch goes on his show more than Papa comes on ours.
Hey, two things. Make sure that Purdy, when he wins the whole thing, that there's a little finder's fee bonus for all that hard work he put in. And second of all, dude, stand up and scream and yell and enjoy the hell out of it. And enjoy the moment. You should be proud because every second of the way it mattered to get him there, and I know he appreciates it. I couldn't be more happy for you.
And Sean, and one more from the business side, then I'm going to bill him too for all the airtime we've given, as we're a 49er station now.
That's right. And do me a favor, Manuch. Don't text his ass on the sideline if he misses a bang post down in the
No, I give him at least 24 hours, Sean, before I do that.
Thanks, Sean. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys. Great stuff, man.
That's Sean Salisbury joining us. Appreciate that as always. Coming up, our Learner Row 1 call to get us out of here on a Friday from Wright Toyota.
Valley traffic from the call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Look at that. The Nets from 3 have gone.
Guys are hot.
12. So they've improved, but they didn't touch it. Pounding is Johnson, who hits the net. Counted to go. Knifing his lead for 2.
GT with some of the highlights from last night's Suns win. They'll be back at it tomorrow night with Indiana in town. And that is our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always at lernerandrowe.com. Here's what's on tap for the weekend. NBC Channel 12 will have the first game. That will be at 2:30. Chiefs and Jags. And then the 6:15 game on Fox Channel 10 will be Eagles and Giants. And then it all starts on Sunday at 1 o'clock with the Bills, and then followed by the the Bills and the Bengals, and then the 49ers and the Cowboys. So 1 o'clock and 4:30. Those are your times on Sunday. And there you go. My daily digit today,
throw it out there,
is 1. And that 1 is former Celtics forward Chris Ford, who passed away the other day, was the first player in NBA history to make a three-point shot after the three-point line was adopted by the NBA in 1979.
That's amazing. You think of Chris Ford as being that Celtic he coached for many years, and all the things he's done. But he was, I was shocked to see that he was the very first three-point shooter. Speaking of all those divisional games, our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. You still go to at Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote. Which of these 4 underdog teams do you think will pull off the upset in this weekend? Is it the Jaguars? Is it the Giants against Rocks Eagles? Is it the Bengals? Or is it the Cowboys? Well, so far, folks are saying Bengals, 44.8%. Then the Giants at 27.6%. Then the Jags over the Chiefs, 17.2%. And last but not least, the Cowboys over the San Francisco 49ers.
It's an awkward story. There aren't a lot of sports, I should say, that regulate what kind of underwear you can wear. But NASCAR just became one of them, as drivers now must wear flame-resistant undies and socks.
I would think they already were wearing flame.
I thought so too. Their helmets, skirts, and socks. I thought were always
they're
fire
uniform,
resistant. Yeah,
you would think all the underneath garb.
I guess Formula One used to do it, or it does do it. Excuse me, they mandate it, but now I guess they're stepping up there. Hey, if you haven't heard the captains for the 2023 Pro Bowl, like you'll be watching that, Snoop.
The flag game's
got the got the AFC with Peyton Manning, and Pete Davidson, formerly of SNL, he's got the NFC with Eli Manning. This was odd. Fox is outperforming ESPN for viewership for the first half of the college basketball season.
Been a lot of great games. They've had some top-ranked teams.
I just don't like FS1 airing the NBC
2 minutes
NBA. The NBA on NBC song.
You've been on that for a while.
Drives me nuts.
How are they allowed to do that? I don't understand that. Did they
They
buy the
bought
rights
it.
to
They
it?
must have.
Yeah.
But when I hear it, you're walking in, TV's on.
If it's NBC,
you're like, oh, what NBA's on? Instead, it's
it
college
is
basketball, which is fine. It's just. I don't know. I'm a little too old for it. But that song. You grew up
You're
with that song.
conditioned with that, Rock. You're
Yeah,
like,
you hear a particular song for a particular sport.
Yeah.
You're going to gravitate to that sport no matter what.
Well, the 6:15 kickoff tomorrow night, Rock. I'm sure you'll be watching that Eagles and Giants game. Now, will you watch it by yourself, or be your significant other, or do you have to be just kind of by yourself just to digest what's going on?
Now, I'm not going to lie. I haven't even thought about it.
You haven't really?
I really haven't
planned ahead.
I don't do. It's not. Yeah. Either work.
We'll be cooking dinner by that time. We'll turn it on.
Yeah, I don't know.
And watch it.
No. If you didn't hear, J.J. Watt's final game jersey was added to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. How cool is
Sure
that?
ballot, 5th year, he'll be that Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he'll be going
right away. I mean, Hey, don't forget, tomorrow, Backspin, the golf show, will get you started at 9 o'clock here on Fox Sports 910, and then they hand it off, kind of, because Bauer does both. The Take the Points program, the gambling show, the wagering show.
That's it. There you go. You're learning, Rock.
In the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar. That'll get going.
God forbid,
tomorrow.
hell froze over. Rock's becoming
11.
politically correct, man.
No.
Is it the Commanders or the Redskins, Rock?
Still the Redskins.
What
Go Indians. I'm just playing.
He's just funning, folks.
Hey, the suits aren't upstairs anymore.
10.
They're gone on
Suits,
Friday.
Yeah,
man.
they're all gone.
They're out by
we're
noon.
okay.
They're out of here.
Hey, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here